Hi everyone, it's good to see you all again on the Sarva 2021 platform. Here we are on the final day of the event, and now we arrive at the moment that we have waited for so long. Before revealing the top 10 finalists, I would like to congratulate each and every one of you for making it so far. And our team is genuinely impressed with all your performances. Each one of you gave a tough competition, so let's take a moment to applaud all the teams. Without any delay, let's know the best of the best. Prichangi, can we have the winners on the screen, please? So the first team which is going into pitch wars is the team Des Inc. Congratulations, guys. And the next team going to pitch wars is the team Excellent. Good luck, team. The third team is Fantastic Four. Congratulations, team Fantastic Four. Fifth team to go into pitch wars is Friday. Congratulations, guys. And the sixth team is Sync. Congratulations, guys. We'll see you there. And the next team is HCI. Congratulations, team HCI. Yeah, and the eighth team, I guess there is some technical glitch. Let's wait for a couple of moments to so that I'll reveal the rest of the winners. The next team is Kindred Spirits. Congratulations, team. The next one in the sequence is Probotos. Congratulations, guys. The next one in the list is Links Designers. Congratulations, team. Next, we have Spectrum. Congratulations, team Spectrum. Yes, so we have these teams. These are the top 10 teams that are going to present in Pitch Wars. So congratulations to all the finalists and also other teams for making it this far. Applaud yourself. Applaud yourselves. Congrats, guys. And before going any further, here are the rules for Pitch Wars. That is the final presentation to the judges panel. I'll be reading them out. Once your team is selected in top 10, you will have around 1 hour to make changes to your pitch deck. The next one is the audio of pitching will be provided right before the start of the pitch wars. Hence, all teams need to be available and ready at 4 p.m. sharp. The order will be randomly picked. It is not compulsory for all the members to pitch, but it is mandatory that they be available on Zoom round. The teams will have 5 minutes to pitch and extra 2 minutes for Q&A session from the judges. If you are going beyond 5 minutes in pitching, your mics will be turned off by us. You can use these 5 minutes to walk judges through your deck or your prototype or both. Please test your Wi-Fi and make sure you have a steady internet connection to avoid any technical issues. And the top 10 are in no particular order. The first team announced does not mean that they have scored the maximum points. So hope we are clear with all the rules. And finally, so keep your videos on and aim to rock your pitch. All the best. And now let me announce the winner of Sarva's Got Talent show yesterday, which was conducted yesterday. Though all 4 performers were mesmerizing, we got a winner on the basis of the audience poll. Congratulations, Jeel and Anurag. There is a tie. You both are the winners of the show. Yeah, so we request all the teams participating in Sarva to stay back with us till the end of the event so that, we can go ahead and have you all here. Going further, so till now, I was revealing the results for both Sarva and the Sarva's Got Talent event. So that was stressful. I was guessing and waiting for all the results and all was making me nervous. In fact, even though I was not part of it. So to bring you back to the fun mode, there is another entertainment session waiting for you all. We have a special comedy duo planned for you all. Disclaimer for you, if you guys want nice pictures of you, we suggest you put your cameras on for this session because it is going to be a stand-up comedy session with full of um, comedy, humor, and stuff. And for this session, we have two amazing stand-up comedians with us. They are none other than Advait Mohanta and Tarang Hardikar. Advait Mohanta is a researcher and is currently
Hey
researching.
everyone.
Hey Tarang, hello. So yeah, Advait Mohanta is a design researcher and is currently researching 10 quick and easy ways to have a successful comedy career. He does a tight act filled with one-liners, anecdotes from his life, and random bursts of rage about household items. He's 23 and has a beard, mustache, and regrets. Tarang Hardikar is a 22-year-old comic from Pune who does a clean observational act with a lot of nervous energy and quirky outlandish body movement. He mostly talks about objects, trees, animals, and occasionally mentions human beings as well. Some say that it's because he has no real friends, and he agrees. Is it? Okay, he agrees there. They both each other while traveling to shows from Loni. If you don't know where Loni is, good for you. Even I don't know. Enough with the intros. So without any further delay, let's welcome them. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Advait and Tarang.
Hello,
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. We would require everybody to switch on their mics and their
cameras
videos.
so that we can hear you laughing as well. Because sometimes if you just see you laughing but we don't hear it laughing, our eyes tell us that we're funny, but our ears tell us that we're lying to ourselves. So
Okay.
anyone? All right. Hey Shibam, hey Simran, hey Shreya. Can you guys switch on your audio as well?
Can we have Himanshu, Nayanika,
Hey, hello. Hello.
Hemant, Tejas, Harshita? Come on, guys. We can do this. I know it's 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, but the faster we do this, the more faster we can sleep.
Not that everybody is sleeping right now, but you can.
Is that it? And if nobody else, I'm going to start calling names. It's going to be like
School attendance. Welcome to school attendance session.
Hey. Present, sir.
Oh, nice. Who was that?
It's me.
Oh man, don't call us sir, man. I don't think anyone has called us sir in our entire lives.
First time I have been called sir.
I think we'll switch off our camera if you call us sir. So, hey man, Shivam, you're here for the competition, right? Are you in the competition?
Yeah, I've been.
Oh, nice. And how is it going so far? Did you get selected?
Oh, yeah, we get selected.
Oh, nice. Congrats, man. That's great. And where are you in college right now?
Yeah, I'm in college.
Thanks, man. Which college, if I may ask?
Well, I'm from Guwahati University. It's in Assam.
Oh, okay. And you're studying which design?
Well, I'm not studying design. I'm doing internship.
Oh, you're doing an internship.
Yeah. And I'm completing my degree in Guwahati University.
Oh, nice, nice. So design is like a side. Good, man. I have no Guwahati jokes. But huh?
Have you been here?
No. Should I?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, really? Advait will tell you about Kolkata.
Yes, I'm from Calcutta. Anybody from Calcutta? Any representative of Calcutta here? Nobody? Somebody. The city is known for art. This is one thing we can be represented about. Nobody? All right. Okay, cool. So let's begin with the show. I have a certain few announcements to make though. We've made these before already. Like, please switch on your videos. Please switch on your cameras. And also there is this one. And okay, the organizer is telling me that there is a Sharvari. Is there a Sharvari in the audience?
Yes.
Yeah, we have Sharvari.
Yeah. So the organizers have told me to inform you that your PSD files haven't been saved. So we request you to please save it at the earliest.
If anyone has any open Maya, open Illustrator, please save it right now. Otherwise, it's death and trauma for all of us. But anyway, we'll start with the show.
Right. Okay. Cool. I think I'm having an internet issue. I'll just give me 1 minute.
All right, I'll do some jokes till then. Does anyone before this we used to do this thing called Zoom shows? Does anyone know what Zoom shows are?
No.
No. So it's the same thing what we are doing right now. I am doing a Zoom show as I am telling you this show. But before this, we used to do it with like very few audience. It was very horrible. I did this one Zoom show where there was only one audience, and his video was off, and his audio was also off. We called his name, he didn't answer, but we still did the show. So in the end, we were all performing to the possibility of an audience. After the show, my mom was like, "Hey, did you do a show?" I was like, "I don't know, maybe." Even the comedians were confused. They were like, "Did that joke work?" Like, could have,
Maybe.
if you believed in it. Usually after the show, I'm like, when I go to bed, I'm like, did I do good? Did I do bad? That day I went to bed, I was like, did I do? Just a horrible thing, but it's good to see more than one person over here. That is fantastic for me right now. And I've been doing some reading. Anyone reads the news over here?
Sometimes.
What is the occasion? I mean, I try to read the news. It's just that I can't get to it. Like I try reading the newspapers, but newspapers bother me because newspapers will give you the biggest spoilers in the headlines. Why would I read the article then? Like the headlines would be like, "Man got hit by a truck." And then they'll start, 17-year-old Ramesh was once walking down the street at 7 o'clock. I know he's going to get hit by a truck. It was pretty up. A red truck was approaching him at 80 km. There is a huge picture of him getting hit by a red truck. Just believe it. In the end, they're like, and then unexpectedly, he got hit. I think it was pretty expected. I think Ramesh would have also expected it if you read the headlines first. I feel like instead of that, the headline should just be like a normal day on the street. Then nobody knows. There should be a picture of Ramesh brushing his teeth. Then you'll be like, "Oh, I got hit by a truck. He was just brushing his teeth." In every newspaper, right besides the title of the newspaper, there's always a small article in the corner that will come, like India wins the match. Continue to page 6. Why would I continue? India won the match. Not like I'm going to go to page 6 and then they're like, India actually lost the match. Like, oh, thank you for half the people are celebrating. Did you know India won the match? Like, you didn't go to page 6, did you? That's where the real news is. All right, let's give it up for Advait, who's going to do some jokes for you. Yes?
Yay. All right. Thank you very much for bearing with my problem of internet connection. But
you're on mute. You're on mute, Advait.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Now, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let me introduce myself. My name is Advait Mahanta, and I have a lot of pimples. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have so many pimples. Every time a blind man touches my face, he can read वो पढ़ते पढ़ते बोल रहा है कि मुंह धो लें. अरे, it's so bad. I'm the before photo in Himalaya face wash products. You know, that's how sad life is. The reason why I have a lot of pimples, it's because I have very oily skin. Okay. My skin is so oily. Every time my girlfriend kisses me, uska cholesterol बढ़ जाता है. A few months later, we had to break up because the doctor told her to. He was like, do you want to live or a bypass surgery? I don't know. People have mutual reasons for a breakup. I had a medical reason for a breakup. So it's been very sad like that. Since then, I have been single 4 years. I use, so single, I started writing love letters that begin with, to whom it may concern. You know, it's very sad. I went and posted. I go to post the letter. The postman asked me, where do I drop this? I said, jidhar aapko man kare, udhar chhod dena. But yeah, I use dating apps. Anybody here uses dating apps? Yes, I use dating apps because I'm trying to not be single, but I tell the world it's for UX purposes because I'm a researcher. Okay. But I like using dating apps because people look down upon it. I don't know why. Maybe it's on their phone. That's why. But people look down upon it because I don't know why. I think it's a great way to find out which college you want to do masters in. Really. People have deal breakers like, oh, I don't want somebody above 5 feet. I don't want somebody outside 15 kilometers. My deal breaker is symbiosis. Okay. Just that's where we're at. But it's really nice to perform for you guys. Like Tarang mentioned, doing Zoom shows is not the most fun thing. I remember this one time I was doing a Zoom show, and instead of hearing a laugh, I heard somebody burp. That was for the first time. I did not know how to react to that reaction. I knew it was such a bad burp. I knew that he had Rajma Chawal for lunch that day. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Do you guys know that every city in India has a pet name? Are you aware of this fact? Every city in India has a pet name. So it's an official thing by the government of India. You know what you do. So it's like we know these pet names, we just don't know their pet names. For example, Mumbai, the city of dreams. Lucknow, the city of Nawabs. Pune, take a right from Lonavala. This is a very Pune specific joke. I don't know if everybody will get it. But I come from Calcutta. Calcutta is called the city of joy. Did you guys know this? Yeah. It's called the city of joy. But the only time I felt joy was when I was leaving the city. किसी को उधर मजा ही नहीं आ रहा है. Everybody is just very bored. People are trying. Whenever I tell somebody I'm from Calcutta, they're like, "Arey, udhar to tram hai na, tram, tram." You guys know what a tram is?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a train having existential crisis. Okay. They're trying to sunset that product for over 15 years, but they're not being able to do that. That's how sad that product is. It travels at the speed of 1 yawn per second. Okay. Every time you sit on a tram, you go back in time. And it's not the most fun. People always are like, people don't know much about Calcutta, okay? And I don't blame them because it's not a big thing to know about also, right? But they will always be, oh, ami tomake bhalobashi. Like, what, one line in Bengali. That's not the entirety of a whole city. But yes, living in Calcutta, I've learned to love food a lot. Any foodies in the house, give me a cheer. Yes. Oh, great. Some foodies. But recently I got food poisoning. So that's when I realized that you need to start reading expiry dates. Does anybody here read expiry dates? Nobody.
Never.
I have never. Dude, you should really begin, or else it's going to be problematic. Dude, I've realized after reading expiry dates that they're just incomplete sentences, don't you think? They'll always tell you best before 26th. But what happens after that? You don't know. I want to see a complete expiry date, like best before 26th, but on 27th, it's average. 28th, it will reunite you with your parents. I don't know, something. Just complete the sentence for me. Sometimes, and it's very funny when they write it, they write best before C lid. Why are you writing C lid? Just tell me the date. No. Why are you making me play hide and seek with the date? You clearly had the time, money, and effort to write C lid. Just write it there. But I think we as Indians, we don't take expiry dates very seriously. You know, we'll always be वो दही खराब हो जाता है, वो मम्मी सूंघ के बोल देती है, हाँ नहीं 2 दिन और चल जाएगा. I think the only time we take expiry date seriously is when it's related to death. Nobody is going up to Dadaji and being like, हाँ दादाजी आज शाम के चाय तक चल जाएंगे. Nobody's doing that. But yes, recently I also got a sprain in my leg, because of which I've started using Volini. Do you guys know what Volini is?
Yeah.
Are you aware?
Yeah.
It's that pain relief spray. Yeah.
Yes.
Volini is, I realized one thing, that, you know, when you use deodorants, you smell like that deodorant for 1 hour. But when you put Volini on your body, you smell like a eucalyptus plant till Thursday. Okay. It's weird, because, you know, like I put Volini, I went to wash my hand to remove the smell. Now the soap also smells like Volini. It was
It's
a pump
contagious.
hand wash soap. It wasn't even a sabun. And I hate those people who spray Volini indoors. Okay. There are those people, you know, because now once you spray Volini indoors, your room smells like an orthopedic clinic. All right. You spray Volini on your hand, it smells like Volini for 5 days. You spray Volini in the room, it smells for 5 generations. Okay. And that's the word. That Volini has a Midas touch. Everything Volini touches becomes Volini. So yeah. Okay. We were also informed that there are a bunch of people who don't really have necessarily a design background here. How many people have a design background here? Can I get like a cheer? Anybody? Any reactions at all?
No.
No reaction. You do Vishnu, do you have a design background?
No, I do not have, but I used to like make YouTube videos related to tech, and like Masti
okay.
mein I like made a product design, something like that, of a smartphone. And later on Xiaomi made a smartphone called Mi 11 something Ultra, and it was like
Right.
my design and their design was in some level they matched, and I was like, wow, what is this thing?
Hey, wow, that's cool. I hope they didn't steal it.
No, I don't
No?
think so.
Okay, no response? Okay, cool. No, the reason why I say this is because I get that a lot of people didn't have. I used to work at Naukri.com. Okay, a lot of people there also didn't have. And you guys know about Naukri.com, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Naukri.com, I used to work at Naukri.com. Then I found another job on Naukri.com, which all I can say is shitty employers, but a great product. You should try it. Really helps. Yes. But I don't know if you guys... Okay, I have really long hair. I decided to grow it out during the lockdown because I didn't have to go to office and stuff, right? And that's when I realized, I thought it would be an advantage, but the only advantage that I've had is that every time I walk on the road, at least once, I will hear a... It's very weird. I have to keep a beard for proof. This is my 2-factor authenticator. But yes, so these were some jokes that I had about me and myself. Like I mentioned, we were also informed that there were some people who don't necessarily have a design background. So not to worry. We thought of bringing you up to speed, A lot of time people don't know how to get into design. So we generally get asked, so I had a presentation prepared here. Are you confused if you are really a designer? Or do you want to be a designer but don't know where to begin? Not to worry. I have this presentation that I've created on how to be a designer. All right. And I think this will solve all your questions and doubts about this whole field. Right. So these are, I think, 6 to 7 steps here. So let's start. Let's begin with step number 1. Buy a Staedtler pencil. The big question that people ask is to be or not to be. But the real question is to be or 8B. Once Don Norman said, Staedtler is the secret of my energy. I don't know if you heard about this, but this is a very famous quote by him. At one point in time, when Staedtler was trying to become a big company, they were also trying to work on their slogan. I don't know if you guys know about it, but this is what their slogan was. Rams, Rashid, Eves or Eames, sabki pasand Staedtler. Some people might have heard this to be Nirma's tagline. I don't know about that, who copied from whom. But this is important. This is a good one. See, my point is that at the end of it, you should steal like an artist. All art is a copy of a copy. But the most original art is made with Staedtler. So step 1, buy Staedtler pencils. Step 2, get Photoshop and Illustrator. This is the most common step for a lot of people. This has a small caveat to it also, where it's about how to get Photoshop and Illustrator. My favorite way of doing it is go to uTorrent and Pirate Bay and get the crack version for it. If you have money, invest in Netflix or something like that. I don't know. Save your money. We are all college students here. Step 3, learn perspective drawing. People in life are always talking about the finding perspective. That's generally they're looking for the vanishing point. Okay. When somebody asks you, they are looking for perspective in life, point them towards the horizon. They'll find their way. Number 4, learn to use words like quirky and innovative. I really like to use this method. My general rule is to use these words at least a minimum of twice in every sentence. For example, I use these quirky shapes to make this innovative logo to have a quirky appeal. The client loves these kind of sentences and will make sure that your logo gets selected. Step number 5, make sure your portfolio is never complete. I think this is a very self-explanatory one. If you have a complete portfolio, why are you even applying? Number 6, listen to This Can't Be Made in Dev. I don't know how many people have heard this, but I get to listen to this every day, all day, every day. So what I have decided to do, I have made it a rule that I will only listen to no on 2 days of my week, Tuesday and Wednesday. I have made this as a calendar and have shared it with all the devs in my team. You can see here Tuesday, I will hear no, Wednesday. Then again next week, Tuesday. Then there is Chhat Puja. So Wednesday, they miss out on telling me. Then we can come back to Tuesday again next week. Finally, number 6, learn keywords. These are very important. You are going to use these keywords throughout your life in order to explain how much time or effort you can put into a project. Bandwidth. What's on your plate? I find this line very funny. What's on your plate? Why? I'm not eating lunch. I'm working. Ask me what's on my board. What's on my art board? What's on my laptop? Not on my plate. And finally, it is our favorite, the concerned person.
The concerned person. I don't know if you guys have heard the word concerned person. Give me a shout or a cheer or anyone if you heard this word. Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah. See, nice. That's good. The thing is that I keep on a regular basis. Oh, the same thing happened to me, by the way. I got this new job. Every day they keep telling me the same thing. They're just like, I'll just talk to the concerned person and I'll get back to you. Every day, like, I'll just talk to the concerned person, get back to you. And like, somebody better talk to him really fast. He's been concerned for a long time. Tell him to chill out. Next time he calls me, he'll be like, I'll just talk to this concerned. Like, no, don't bother that guy. Why don't you talk to more of a stress-free person instead? Might help you out more. Or maybe this person is concerned because you keep talking to him this much. Everybody in the office is like, I'll just talk to the one guy over there is sweating. How many people do I talk to today? One more guy comes, I'll turn into a fully terrified person. Then you'll have to say, I'll just talk to the almost fainted person and get back to you. It's a very weird thing. Or maybe that's his job. You know, he's the concerned person. He's concerned for a living. You know, like he comes to work every day, like, I don't know what to do today. His boss is like, good job. They're like, that's what I get paid for. It's like, stop taking breaks. Like, oh, sorry. That kind of a thing. Or maybe they keep changing the concerned person depending on who's more concerned that day. If you come into the office slightly worried, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. They're like, aha, you must be the concerned person. We have 46 messages for you. But I know like some things about myself, right? Like when I applied, I knew things about myself. Like I know I don't look very smart. Don't agree. That's my opinion. I know I don't look very smart, but I really want to. So I started playing this game called chess. Anyone here plays chess?
Yeah,
No?
sometimes.
Sometimes, right? The thing is, I don't know how to play chess, but I still do. So what I do is I pretend like I do. You know, I go to the chessboard, I move my piece, then I stare at the opponent. The opponent will try to move his piece. I smile. He takes it back like, oh, no. You don't have to be smart. You just have to pretend like you're smart. Like sometimes I'm randomly like, checkmate. It's like, how come? Like, think about it. But I feel like chess is a really weird game. Like, who invented chess? What were they thinking? Which
Soviet.
camel? I don't need to know the exact name of the person.
We have an answer. The Soviet.
What was it?
Somebody was telling Soviet.
Yes.
Oh, the Soviet people invented chess. Nice. You know what they were thinking? You want to answer all of the questions in my set. I don't mind that also. Just give me a list of answers. So next time I'll just quit doing comedy. I'll just go on stage. I don't know why they may. Actually, I know now. This girl in Sarva festival told me. So no need to. The thing is, I don't know. Like the thing is, what were they thinking? Like which camel walks like this? I don't know. Why does the horse have attention deficit disorder? I'm so sorry that why are all the pawns in chess fighting cross-eyed? नहीं मैं इधर लड़ रहे. There is a guy in front. They're like, oh, bro, मुझे लड़ना. Face to face लड़ाई कर. नहीं मैं इधर लड़ रहा है. तू तेरा देख ले. In which war is an elephant standing? Horse ऊपर से कूद के जा रहे हैं. How is this a war when half the people that are fighting are animals? Like, does the camel ever wonder why he's defending the king? नहीं मैं तो यहाँ पानी पीने के लिए आया था. And why are we defending the king? Like, what has the king done? The king is the limbu timbu of the chess game. Everybody is fighting ahead. King पीछे बैठ के हाथी के साथ बातें करो. What if you come here and I go? No, okay. Chess is the only game where queens are running faster than horses. The horse is running at his full speed. Like, impress karke. The queen is sidling. ऐसे कैसे दौड़ ले? अरे, I should be sitting on top of you then. Everyone in chess looks like each other only. Everyone. Only the horse looks like a horse. There are different shapes in chess: cubes, cylinders, squares, and full-featured horses.
A different looks like a pillar.
Yeah. Like they have different looks. The horse is just running around the board going, why is everyone abstract over here? My king is more of an idea. Quite. But there's this amazing one rule in to the other end. He becomes the queen. Now, what is the procedure? Do they ask him first? Or is he just fighting? वो थोड़ा सा आगे जाके मेकअप लाके वापस आ रहे हैं. Like ये क्या हो गया? नहीं उधर मत जाओ, उधर क्वीन बना रहे वो लोग. It is a weird game. It's all I'm saying. But I can see that you guys are like laughing in different frequencies. Some of you guys still haven't muted yourself. So if you can mute, I will be able to sleep tonight. If you can unmute yourself. The thing is, even right now, when you guys are clapping, you'll always wait for other people to clap first. You'll always be like, koi kar raha hai kya video? There will always be one person in the audience who will like, nahi karna tha, okay, I didn't know. I'm a huge believer in herd mentality. Any believers in herd mentality, don't raise your hand. No one? Oh, that's great. That everyone. Nice. I thought I was the only one, but I'm a huge believer. Anytime anyone asks me a question and they want me to, I will only raise my hand only if the majority of the people behind me are also raising their hands. And I will only raise my hand exactly up to the average height of all the other hands, just this much. The question can be anything, like how many of you have kids? Raise your hands. Like, do we have kids? Do we all have? Are we going to 1 kid, 2 kids, 3, 2, 2? I have 2.5 kids. We all have 2.5. It's a joint family. That's why I've realized that I get disappointed a lot because of it, because I follow what everyone else is doing a lot. And I've noticed something, that anytime anyone gets disappointed and they touch their head, they end up setting their hair afterwards for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm sad anyway. Might as well end up looking good. Like, hey, your grandfather died. Like, oh my God, I hope there's a pretty girl at the funeral. Hey, you have cancer. I have cancer. But you know what's worse? Messy hair. You have 1 day to live, 1 day, but there'll be a good hair day. That's why I've realized something is that bald people don't get disappointed. They're like, hey, you have cancer. They're like, oh, I know. That's why I don't have a, but if bald people do get disappointed, then they'll get disappointed twice. Because they get reminded that they don't have hair. Like, hey, you forgot something. They're like, oh, I forgot to take care of my hair. That is a problem. But I told you about that I don't read news and I'm not really aware of stuff. But I try to play sports and I try to be interested in things. But I just can't understand some things about it. Like, I play sports, but I don't understand how the biggest prize in sports is a cup. The World Cup. They were like, what can we have as the symbol for glory? Something that can hold small amounts of tea from time to time. We want to reward our winning team with an empty kitchen utensil. You can't gift a cup to anyone in any other situation other than sports. Hey, you did a good job. Here's a cup. He'll be like, at least give me 6. How is this? You realize the status of a cup. The cup is either the World Cup or disposable. You either have to fight 15 teams to get to touch it, or you get it free with a drink. That kind of a thing. Or maybe it's that sports players have been outside their house for so long that they have forgotten that a cup is an ordinary thing they can get anyway. They've been doing so many meaningless activities, like running around, kicking a ball. They're like, okay, if you'll win, you'll get to do some real life activities for a change, like picking up a cup. If you win the next tournament, we'll give you the opportunity to hold a doorknob. The fridge. Slowly make your way to domesticated life. It's that. I do a lot of bird watching, and does anyone does that over here? You guys are designers, right? You might be curious. Yeah, you do bird watching. What do you know all the bird species and stuff?
No.
No, great. That was the answer I was hoping for. Because I also don't know. The thing is, I do a lot of, but I've realized something about birds is that birds have a big problem. Big problem. Birds can fly, but they can't fly in one place. Like, they can't stop while flying. So
Yeah.
if you're in the air, you will have to go somewhere. Like if a bird is
Yeah.
asking another bird, can you show me how to fly? He'll go away. I guess he'll take the lecture tomorrow then. More of a visiting faculty. If you're a bird in the sky, you look busy by default.
Yeah.
You have to remember to keep taking U-turns after a while. Otherwise, you can migrate by mistake. Like, hey, where is Phil? He's in Australia now. How did that happen? Well, he did this and then he forgot to do this. You can't even stop to see where you are going. By the time you see where you could land, it's where you could have landed.
Oh.
Nothing is possible. The biggest problem with being a bird is that you can't even look behind without also going behind. Like if you're flying, somebody calls you from behind, you have to also approach them now. Like, what are you doing? Just looking. But my favorite kind of animal in this entire thing is this one animal. It's the tiger. Because I don't know any of you watch Animal Planet or National Geographic. Every time you watch animals, the tiger is the one animal that gets the most attention. Because every time you watch National Geography or Animal Planet, there is always a tiger. There is one buffalo in the background, out of focus. But there is always a tiger. I don't know if the tiger knows this. Like there are 15 jeeps outside the jungle. The tiger is coming out of the jungle. He's like, "Arey, यहाँ पे तो बहुत attention मिल रहा है." The cameraman is very confident about what he's saying. He's like, as you can see now, the tiger has come out to hunt for his prey. मैं तो यहाँ सुसु करने के लिए आया था. As you can see now, this magnificent beast is glowing wildly in the jungle. Okay, ये देखो अब मैं तेरे को ट्रिक करके दिखाता हूँ. ये देखो अब मैं तेरे को भाव नहीं दे रहा है. अब मैं तेरे को भाव दे रहा है. Suddenly a deer comes. The tiger is chasing the deer. The cameraman is chasing the tiger. The deer is looking behind. ये दो लोग कैसे आ गए? What kind of a food chain is this? Sometimes the tiger is also pressurized. I'm on national television. अब तो पकड़ना पड़ेगा. Sometimes the deer runs away and the tiger is like, oh. All right, that was my time, and we have more time. Yeah, so if you can, I don't have the PPT here, but I also have like a small PPT to present to you. It is called How to Choose a Font. And I don't know. Yeah. So, anyone has any difficulty with font? Anyone?
Always.
Always, no? So I'll tell you. Are you confused about which font to use?
Yeah.
Next slide. Just remember, consistency is key. You know, like whichever font you use, just make sure that it's the same throughout. And next slide. How to choose a font. Next. Spend a lot of time deciding your font. Always remember, bad ideas sound worse in Calibri. No? Fonts are like life. They're always, wise man once said, fonts are like life. They are both one word. Go to the next slide. That wise man was me. I said it. That was my quote. Step number 2, look at your font from all angles before choosing. You know, always forget the screen is 2D. You know, once you choose a font, you have to look at it. I'll tell you how. If you go to the next slide, then if this is your font, then what you have to do is, go to the next slide. Look at it like this first for 10 minutes. Then next, look at it like this for 10 minutes. Then next, look at it like this for 10 minutes. And you can also try having no abdomen. And again, afterwards, you'll choose monster art. So just choose monster art afterward. Yeah. That's the main lesson here. Step number 5. Kerning is key, as you can see here. I'll show you how. This is before Corona, and if you go to the next slide, this is after Corona. Then letters need to be socially distanced from other letters. And the last step, step number 5 is don't use a bold font if you have low self-esteem. Cool. Right? And the last but not the least, this is actually very important. Align your text well. Either have it in the exact center or the left margin or the right margin. Align it well. All right. Next slide. Thank you. All right.
So I think we have one last presentation to do, and after that time is also up. I'll just go ahead and share this presentation. This is one small presentation that we put together. It's called the best client feedback.
We have an award for best client feedback. So I don't know if you guys must have heard these feedbacks.
Right.
First one is make the logo bigger. This will be a very big thing. I'll show you how to make the logo bigger. Go to the next one. They'll say even bigger. Then go to the next one. A little more bigger than this. So a little bit. This is perfect. If you can make this. This is a great thing. We'll go to the next client feedback. Maza nahi aa raha. Have you heard this? I don't know if you've heard this, but you'll hear this a lot. It doesn't have the oomph factor. Oomph is nothing anyone says in real life, by the way. You should keep this in mind. And go to the next one and the third one. Yes. Now this is the most important. Collaboration is missing. You're not collaborating collaborate with each other properly. So we have figured out a solution to collaborate with each other properly. And yeah, so
come together.
Oh, very nice.
Hello,
now we are collaborating
Now
properly.
we are collaborating properly.
This is a collaboration. All right.
Anyway, so that's been our time, guys. If you like the show, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, real life. I don't know, TikTok. But yes, I hope you had a great time. I hope we were able to be funny enough for you to have a great time and end this hackathon of 3 days. Thank you a lot for F1 Studios again for having us, and I hope you have a great day ahead.
Thank you so much.
That was really a
Yeah.
yes. That was really a fun session. I was laughing throughout, and most of us are. And thank you, Advait. Thank you, Tarang. It was such
Thank you
glory
so much.
you guys here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Advait. Thanks, Tarang. It was a pleasure having you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. Now I request Mr. Santosh Shukla, CEO and co-founder of F1 Studios, to take over the stage.
Yeah, I guess it would be.
We'll wait for.
Yeah, we have. So we would be inviting the judges at around 4 p.m. So we can maybe hold on at 4.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll invite our judges, and after that, we would let the pitch wars begin. And I believe the segment would be led by Shafika. Shafika, if you remember, hosted on the first day also. So she would be here in a while.
Okay, so we all can stay back on the same link till Shafika comes online and then start around 4 p.m.
That's correct. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. By the way, it was good to see some of the participants who are actually going to pitch wars also listen in to Advait and Tarang. So thank you. And we wish you all the best.
Hi, this is Uday Kumar. Can you hear me?
Hi, Uday
Hi,
Kumar.
Hi, Professor Uday. Yes, we hear you well.
Okay. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm on the move, so there might be some noise. So please pardon me. Yeah.
No problem. Thank you. Thanks for making it along with your existing commitments. So we would be
Yes.
starting at around 4 p.m. So we have like 5 to 7 minutes right now.
Sure. I'll wait. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
mute myself.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
It's already 4 p.m. now, and we really had a fun session. Hope you all liked it. Now, I request Mr. Santosh Shukla, CEO and co founder of F1 Studios, to take over the stage. Over to you, Santosh.
Thank you, Sushmita. It has been pleasure having you all, and we are getting to start the final segment, which is the pitch wars. So we would like to invite our jury on stage. So we have the most illustrious panel who are here to judge, and so we have Professor Uday Kumar, who did the keynote for us, and he needs no introduction. He heads the Department of Design at IIT Guwahati, and he is best known for designing the Indian rupee symbol. And he has a long list of awards. And some of them being Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma Gold Medal. He's also the first PhD from IIT Bombay, from IDC, and he's very active in sports and has been leading volleyball and basketball teams all along. These are probably very few of his talents. And one of the biggest thing about Professor Uday Kumar is that he's probably one of the best students and the best teachers. So it's very rare that somebody is able to hold both of those designations or titles really well. So welcome aboard, Professor Uday. We are very happy to have you again.
Thank you, Santosh. Thanks for the opportunity, and I'm really happy to be part of this event. I'm looking forward to the being a jury of this particular segment. So thank you, Santosh. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Uday Kumar. Next, we have Mr. Rama Iyer. So Mr. Rama Iyer is head of innovation at GMR Group, and he has led technology and innovation teams many times over at various organizations. Right before being head of innovation at GMR Group, he was the he headed the position of Chief Innovation Officer at T-Hub, which is India's leading incubation ecosystem. He has also led technology teams, being CTO, and he's on the board of many great companies. We welcome you, Mr. Rama Iyer. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Santosh.
Thank you. Pleasure having you. And we also have Mr. Samir Bhivani. Samir is a design leader at Google. Prior to this, he was Chief Design Officer at Scriptbox. He has been very active in design community all along and has guided a lot of design people and has mentored them. He's worked with some of the best organizations across the globe, like Blue Jeans, HP, Cisco, Oracle, etc. We welcome you, Samir, and look forward to your guidance.
Thanks, Santosh, and everyone. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Samir. So we also had Dr. Lakshmi, but somehow she could not attend today. She leads a lot of social causes and heads a company. And today they have internet blackout in Udaipur because of some government exam. So she cannot be online. However, I believe with the illustrious panel we already have, we would be able to run the show really well. Thank you so much. So looking forward to listening to all the finalists and then have a word of appreciation as well as guidance from the jury here. So I hand it over to Shafika to take it ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Shafika and I will do the intro and we can get started. So good evening, everyone. Now we move on to the most awaited moment of this event. To one and all, we present to you the pitch wars. Our top 12 finalists of Sarva will now pitch their final decks to the judges. And once again, we would like to congratulate our top 12 finalists. And this will be the order that they will be presenting in. And this order was chosen completely at random. So the order would be: first is Team Friday, next is HCI, following that would be Links Designers, going after that would be Probotos, then would be Fantastic Four, Gen Alpha, Turo, spectrum, team sync, kindred spirits, designing, and finally ending with excellent. We'll put this list up on Discord as well, so you guys can be ready and prepare for the same.
Yes. So I will now read out the rules for the pitch. Each team will get a maximum of 5 minutes to pitch to the judges. I will be giving you a time check at the 4 minute mark, and after that, you will have 1 minute to conclude your presentation. After the 5 minutes pitch, there will be 3 minutes allocated for the judges to ask any questions to the team that is pitching. So these are the two rules that we have for the presentation. So now we can start with the first team. Is the first team available? We are starting with the team Friday.
Yeah, I'm Arvind. Yes. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So, 1 second, let me turn on my camera. Hi, good evening, guys. Sorry for the appearance. I did not expect to be shortlisted for pitch. I mean, the pitch was, and it's quite unexpected. And I really thank you for this opportunity. And unfortunately, we have only a couple of our teammates, and other couple of people are actually taking rest, I think. So we will try to do our best to do the pitch properly.
All right. Your time starts now.
Okay. So we kind of went with the first problem where we addressed the socioeconomic people and the semi-skilled and unskilled laborers and the migrant workers, and we wanted to help them in respect to the job platform. So what happens? I see a story like every day whenever I go to a bus stand in my city, I see a bunch of like 200 to 250 people who's waiting under a bridge, and they just gather there every day. I wonder why. And what happens? There will be a guy coming from out of nowhere, and then he picks out like 10 to 15 people, and then he takes them somewhere for a work. And then I understood it's either for the construction work, or as a earthen movers, or as cleaners, or any other work. So what happens? The guy who takes them there is like a middleman or like a broker, and then he takes them to the site where the work is available, and then he sort of be like a middleman for that particular job. So what happens? The whatever the pay the workers get, the brokers get a decent share of it, and the justice is not done to the workers. So what happens? We wanted to cut that particular bridge and eliminate that middleman, and then we wanted to create a platform for those people. So shall we present Harini? If you're there, can you please share the screen? Okay, I'll keep going as Harini
Yes,
shares the screen.
give me 1 second. I'm sharing it now.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Harini. So we created a platform where these workers can log in as a worker, and with a very basic ID, just with a mobile number, and they can get back. I mean, the app can actually get back to them with a basic verification, and they can give their own preferences for what sort of work they wanted to do, and then they can opt in for it, and then they can get signed up for the job as well. Harini? Yeah. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, we see the screen. Harini, it will be great if you can make it full screen, like you could go to view and make it full screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So we saw a few problem statement, and despite from all the documents and everything, we see in our own eyes how the migrant workers are getting treated, and how their lifestyle is, and it's definitely something which has to be improved a lot. Harini, can you go next? So yeah, so the entry level of these laborers are like from 14 to 20 years, and they are like go for like secondary wages. They are mostly unskilled or no skilled, and they literally work with a physical attribute. That's it. And at the age of 21 to 30, they gain a little bit of experience, and where they get into that primary wage earners phase, and then it goes on. So what happens? There is no platform, no way where they can learn this upskilling process. And Harini, can you take up from here? Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Am I
Yes.
audible? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, like Arvind said, most of these people do not have an opportunity to learn new skills. So, for throughout their life, they keep doing the same work over and over again. And in most cases, the kind of work that they do is very physically taxing. And once they reach around the age of 30 to 35, it starts taking a toll on their health. And because they cannot afford the
Team, you
healthcare
have
that
2
is
minutes
available.
left.
Okay, because they cannot afford the healthcare, they kind of go back to their places, their native place, and when they go back, they do not have the earning potential, and kind of becomes a very vicious circle. So, yeah, Arvind.
So beyond giving them a job platform and everything, what we are looking for the future is a better banking solution for them, a better healthcare, a better community where they can connect together and learn something and upskill their labor skills, and maybe a better payment solutions and the saving scheme for them, which will be encouraging for them to earn more and work more. And a few people, they don't even have Aadhaar card. So what happens? They could actually we could actually have a facility from a post office banks where they can give them a basic ID and have their own personal identification card, and they can actually have a bank account for themselves. And we could actually connect that platform through this, and people can actually save some money in there and get a better interest rates and things like that, and so on. So we did bunch of case studies and stuff. Okay, we got into the app. Can you go next? Can you keep scrolling down? So these are the bunch of things we went across, like how can the solutions can be done, the public information centers and the advertisements.
Team, your time is up. It's already been a little more than 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll just run through the whole presentation. Harini, can you do that? Yeah. Thank you, team. So thank you so much.
The judges, you can ask any questions that you may have.
Hi, this is Uday Kumar. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Arvind?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So I remember you were telling in the beginning this you want to eliminate the middleman. So your platform will kind of help that directly reach out to those people, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why is it the case? I'm just for the sake of putting an argument. So why is it that people would want to eliminate the middleman? So men also doing their own hard work and trying to earn a living. So they find it as an opportunity for them as an employment and trying to kind of bridge the gap between the people who need. So what does it help? So why you want to kind of eliminate somebody's job opportunity?
Okay, so we wanted to eliminate the part where they exploit these employers and not take advantage of them. So, in a long run, we are looking at a point where these brokers can act like a pilot runners. Like they can be our own information centers per se. Like they can have their own. This can be totally their side business, and they can actually manage these people through the app we create. They can act as an employers as well. So there are like two different platforms where there is an employer and an employee, and the employer can also be the owner or the brokers who already exists. So they will have their own advantage through this. They don't have to put a complete effort on it. So yeah, we didn't completely eliminate them. We are making the part of this process, but in a long run.
Okay, thank you.
Kumar,
Yeah.
just to add to what Arvind
Thank you.
was
That's
saying.
it from my end.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I add something to what Arvind was saying?
Yeah, please go ahead and make it quick.
Yeah. One more thing that we are trying to achieve through this app is kind of giving the power from the middleman to the worker themselves, because they cannot be reliant on the middleman for all their work. So with this app, they can kind of find work whenever they want. They need not, go in search of jobs and rely on other people. It kind of shifts the power towards the worker rather than having the power fully vested in the middle. That's also one thing that we want to achieve.
Thank you for the wonderful pitch, team. We now move on to the next team, which is Team HCI. You guys can start off with your pitch. Your time starts now.
Let me share my screen.
Yeah. Once you share your screen, we can start the time.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So
not yet.
Okay.
Wait.
We can.
Can you now see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
It's visible.
Okay, so I will start.
Can you make it full screen by any chance?
I
Because we
can.
see all the slides on the left as well.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Try function plus F11.
It's not working.
All right. Okay, no issues. We can start. Your time starts now.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great afternoon. We are here, Team HCI, presenting a solution for the design hackathon, which is Sarva. Now, what is Team HCI? So Team HCI consists of me, myself, Meet, and Shrina. And out of the two, now moving ahead to the problem statement. So out of the two problem briefs that we had, we chose the first one, which was related to the unorganized labor force. So going through the problem statement, we explored various bits of it and came up with a user persona that defines all the aspects of it. So here it was. Gokul is a 32 years old migrant worker who works as a gardener by occupation and stays in a park with his family and wants to provide his children with proper education. The main points that we came across, like the main points, were he was having a difficult time in getting job, poor access to documents, he wanted to save money but had no awareness about it. And the fourth thing was dependence on employers for all kinds of information like government policies or schemes that he wanted access of. So moving ahead, we did a little bit of research and came with different various findings that we will present now. So around 40% of the workers, like the middlemen, generally exploited the migrant workers and took a pay cut. That's because of which the migrant workers had to take a pay cut. Around 80 to 90% of the migrant workers had valid documents with them, which is Aadhaar card. 27% of the migrant workers were only aware of the various government schemes that are presently there in India. There was no central database which had all the information about them, and not every migrant workers were the same. Like different migrant workers have different levels of vulnerability, and this is all that we found out from a small research. So for moving ahead, we came like, why not creating an app which solves all the problems? So while going through the problem statement, we came across one line which stated like most of the migrant workers that were there did not have any access to smartphones, and even if they had it, they were not functional. So we had to think a little bit differently over here. So we thought of coming up with something innovative, and here we come with the solution, that is SafePort. Now, what is SafePort? SafePort is a biometric card which has two-phase encryption, which is fingerprint verification and 4-digit secret PIN. It will be available in various languages so that it addresses the various diverse culture of India. And by multiple colors over there, I mean there will be 3 colors, that is red, green, and yellow, which defines the degree of vulnerability of the migrant worker so that he can get proper access to the scheme according to the level of his vulnerability. Now, what is this card actually about? This has like 4 features, which is work, balance, schemes, and document. Before delving into any of the other features, that delves into work, because it is a little bit detailed feature and has other part of the solution. So starting with work. So what is actually work? So whenever you tap on work, it will display you a GPS location of the nearest SafePort booth. Now, what is SafePort booth? So whenever you give access to your, put in your card in SafePort booth, you will get access to different kinds of jobs that are available in that area. And using that, you can choose whichever job you want. And once you select whatever job you want, it will be available on your card, all the details of it. And how will it be visible? It will be visible something like this. And once the job is done, you can click on completed, and the funds will be transferred from the employer's account to your account directly. Now, like this way we are cutting down the middlemen that are there in the process. So moving ahead, we had like documents. So this feature acts like a digital wallet. Now by digital wallet, it means all of the documents that he has, that Aadhaar card, health card, ration card, everything will be with him all the time, so that even if he submits all the documents to employer, he will have the access to all his important documents whenever he wants to. Then the third part is schemes, like the various schemes that he has access to under the government will mention over here, and the various benefits or the details of the scheme he can read over from the here and get informed about that. And last but not the least, the part that is
Team, it's your last minute.
yeah, the last part is balance. Over here, his account number will be mentioned, which is linked to the Aadhaar account, and the balance will be there, and there will be various saving plans that he can use will be also suggested over here, so that he can save his money time to time. But this is not the end of our product. We do have future plans for SafePort 2, where we talk about bank payments. So like we can use this card for any bank payments that you want, or for any transaction. And for healthcare, like you can use it at pharmaceutical stores for getting medicines at cheap rate also. So that is it from our side, that is Team HCI. We are now open for questions. Thank you.
Niladri, this smart card, what kind of price point do you think this will come at?
So this is like, as this is a government initiative, like because the problems that are already addressed by the migrant workers, we are trying to deal with that, and it is linked with the government data. So it is a part of a government scheme. Now, once you enroll into the Aadhaar card, this card will be automatically provided to you by the government.
So what is the utility of the card? I mean, given that it will be smart, it will have a display, given the screen that you showed.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't a smart mobile phone lower end make more sense with an application that did all of the above?
So a smart mobile phone, as it will be a little bit more costly as compared to a card, which is this, and that which helps in for the cost cutting from the side of government. And this card, they can easily use wherever they want to, and it can also be used at the booths also for getting the job that I talked about previously. So that's why we were focusing on the card aspect.
I like the UX of it, but just that it's an additional dependency that you will have to carry along, as opposed to a mobile that you anyways would need to. What would be nice is probably a wearable which is smart and intelligent, connected to a phone and things of that kind, which is scrollable. But again, I think thinking is in the right direction. So good day.
Thank you, sir.
I do not have any questions. Thank you.
All right. I think then we can move on to the next team. Thank you so much, Team HCI. That was really nice.
Thank you.
The next team that will be presenting will be Links Designers. You guys can now share your screen. Yes. All right, team, your time starts now.
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Divyanshu Jain and my fellow teammate name is Ramandeep Sharma and our team name is Links Designer. First of all, thank you for this opportunity, and moving towards the problem statement, we chose scenario 1.
So when we went through the scenario 1, which was mainly concerned regarding the migrant workers and laborers and how they have problems in day-to-day lives. So when we analyze the whole part, we came across that along with them, their children education is also suffering, and their children education, migrant children are not able to get admission in the place where they were working easily. So as we believe that the knowledge is one of the most powerful thing one can have, so we choose to address this problem and solve this problem in that manner. So after moving ahead to the research part, we came across that 52% of the migrants are either illiterate and not able to complete their primary education, and the migrant children between the age of 6 to 18 years are more vulnerable to the child labor. And these were some of the key findings which we came across, and move ahead to our user personas.
So after completing the research, we came to user persona, which was parent and the other was child. So for the parent, the pain points were they do not have stable income, they had limited resources, and due to regular movement of work, their children education was hindered. So the goal was the children to get educated. They needed a stable life for their children as well as for them. For the children, the pain were they get family responsibility at early age and absence of guidance and the lack of resources, and the goal was to develop skills and improve digital literacy and stable lifestyle.
So
So
based on the
Okay. So this came to the questions like how might we help migrant worker children to get uninterrupted education, and how can we provide them accessible and affordable education, and how will we overcome digital literacy?
So moving ahead with, we came across that the what is the feasible solution which they are having for their children education is that to leave their children behind from at their place of origin and get them admitted to that school. But the problem is that eventually at some point in their childhood, they have to move out with their parents to the place wherever they are working. So we came to the point that how we can bridge the gap between the place of origin and place they are moving. So from this point, we came to a kind of idea that what if they can attend a school from any place where they are with parents, but enrolled at their uh, 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 school which is at their village. I mean, basically the whole scenario after COVID, we came to know that the online education is can be happen, and leveraging that thing, we came to this solution. And this solution would be also that eliminating the point that they are not getting admission due to the lack of documents, so no documents will be required. So and they can stay connected to it, to their culture, and they can also avail the all the scheme government schemes which are like free education, and can learn whole thing in their mother tongue, which will be easier for them to learn new
That's your
things.
4 minute
And
mark.
okay, and also they can develop we can also leverage this thing to develop a migrant children network, and government can also access this data to have the track the children education as well.
So the possible solution to internet data and accessibility is tying up with network service providers like Jio, Airtel, so they can get subsidized rate of on data. So this solution is not fully depend on one part. It is the combination of different aspects when come together can solve this big problem.
So, as explained by Devanshu, the first part is fun, and the second part is the education for all mobile app, which will be easier, simple education mobile app, and which will be available in multilingual, and from where a student can attend a live classroom session. And app will also access the progress of the student, and they can, whenever they visit their village, they can attend the classes by going there as well. And they can also access the all the all the study materials which they were unable to access previously.
So these were some basic features like live classroom session, multilingual support, assessment tasks,
There's the
and
time is up.
class
You have to.
notification. Okay, and attendance tracker and data rewards. Just
So, so this is the journey how the user will go through it and can attain the uh, thank you.
okay. So that's all for from our side. Thank you.
Judges.
If Ajis are not asking a question, so maybe I will go ahead. Uh, so, how is it different from the facing online platforms which they can directly kind of subscribe and learn, right?
So the problem is what we know that they are not aware about all these things. So and means providing through the online platform, they are not admitted to somewhere, means they are not getting officially their means pass up from one class to another. So this one basically putting them into that place where they can also learn into their mother tongue, and they're connected to their place, and they can also officially attending the school, not from any app or the edtech platform.
They can also afford the internet data, which is a big problem for them.
So which one is a bigger problem? Is it content? Is it connectivity? Is it affordability for the device or network? Did you all do some research in terms of what ails them first?
So the affordability is one thing, and the connectivity is also the problem which they are getting, and the awareness is one of the biggest problem which they are facing. They are not aware about the government schemes. They are not aware about that how to get admitted to that, whether there are policies for the children, because they are mostly denied the admission wherever they are working. So that are the problems which they have.
Yeah, so I do understand that, but if it's only looking from the kid point of view, but how about the other side in terms of the institution's point of view? So that is something which is not very clearly seems to be coming out, because it's to be an entire system, right? So it cannot be just like they will just avail the facility. So from the other side point of view, from the institutions, they should also provide that such kind of facilities and logistics. How do you foresee that?
So what for the facilities and logistics, we mean what we thought of that that whenever they go back to their place, they can attend the regular classes from there, and whenever they are away from there, and actually the thing is they are continuously moving with that, whether they are working for 3 months in one city and then moving to another city. So to having that institute available to provide them all the data, all the necessary you can say the booklets would be difficult. So you can access the online data via online, and all the data, their registration would be at the place of their origin.
Thank you, Team Links designers. Going next would be Team Probotos. You guys can share your screen.
Yeah. Let me know if my screen is visible. Is it?
Yes.
Okay, I'll start quickly. Welcome all. We are Team Probotos, and we have picked the second problem statement, that is dealing with senior citizens for their mobile devices. Like we can see that senior citizens are the most growing user base for the mobile devices since Jio and everything has launched in India. Everything is going online, like digital payments, fitness apps, connectivity to stay connected with your friends and family. So this user base has been growing a lot, but there are very less features that tackle them as a user base. So we did some brainstorming, and that we could identify some key points. Like they have very less knowledge about the features of the phones, and they find it hard to even change basic functions. They find it hard to perform basic functions like taking a photo. Plus the mobility issues, because of the age, they cannot perform certain tasks as they have to move the device a lot, like switching off the phone with the power button. Also, the main issue is like trust issues. They don't have a trust build up with the device, and also they lack a friendly tone with the device. So like that's why they seek help from the family or friend. So these were the key points that we could identify. And introducing is our solution, that is Beta, your phone companion, because we chose this name as they call everyone Beta. Over to Manali. Please do the introduction.
So Beta is a friendly assistant that is specifically designed to help elder generation to perform simple tasks that eliminates the need of volunteering a human for them. So to add a personalized touch to the senior citizens, we added an avatar to it. Next slide, please.
1 second, Manali. Also, I would like to say that we added a voice assistant so that they don't have to, their confusion gets away as much as they can, and they can interact with the device directly rather than having to touch at different places and perform tasks. So these are some flows. Manali, please go ahead.
So before beginning with the actual product, we wanted to know about how our product would function. So this is a small user flow. So they can click a selfie. They can know about how much data they have left. They can even continue to watch the YouTube video. So next slide, please.
All this can be done by addressing some commands to the device and Okay, so these are the onboarding screens. First, we ask them the name so that we can address them personally. We have introduces this avatar feature as a new thing because no assistant has this, and they can feel a direct connection with their assistant. Plus, these are some onboarding screens, like whenever they say some commands like hi beta, how much data do I have left, so that they don't, they exhaust the data pack and they can't perform tasks. So we can help them with that. We can help them with turning their screens off. We can help them with taking selfies and sharing them. Also, we can show them the battery status, and like this will be the onboarding, and then we get started. So this is the general query screen that will come first whenever the user says a command to the assistant. We tried to make it more personalized by adding a avatar, and the font size also we took care of because we tried to make it larger so that they can read it easily. These are some command screens. Manali, please take over.
So these are few command screens. We wanted to address more of the features that the user base needs. So the first screen is addressing the data alert. So sometimes the user base gets confused about if they're not able to see some content on the phone or that the app is not going well. So this screen would alert them about the data is exhausted or if the data is not going properly. The second screen is about the battery life. Sometimes the senior citizens have problems about how the battery problem goes. So this would make them alert. And the next screen is about the YouTube videos. So we found that senior citizens also have a problem about they find it difficult to see where the previously watched videos are stored. So if they give a voice command, this feature would pop up. These are few commands. These are also few screens. So sometimes what happens, the senior citizens get confused about how they want to share their features. So they can click a selfie and the feature and the photo would be directly sent to their family and friends without doing the extra confusion.
Okay, that's it from our side. Can we present the prototype?
Guys, your time is up. It's 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you're open for questions.
Hey, nice presentation. I had a question. So one is that just to understand, you've introduced a human avatar, and the part of picking one of the pictures and such is fine. Some of the voice assistant commands things actually do exist. But one part I want to kind of prod you to think a little bit more was, when like Beta says, how can I help? It's a little bit of a blank canvas. And one thing to also understand is that, think about the technologies that your user base has grown up with, and they have some muscle memory and mental model around those. They may not have a mental model for everything that can be done with what they're looking at, right? So maybe some suggestions or some prompts would probably help.
Exactly. To tackle that, we introduce those specific features in the onboarding itself so that they know that they can perform these tasks with the help of this assistant. So, yeah. Thank you. Any other questions?
I think my point is a little similar. Samir was saying, I think some of the assistants, especially like Google Assistant that I use myself, it has a lot of intelligence and knowledge given that it's a Google profile across multiple applications it understands, right? So a lot of things native which it builds in and continuously learns. It's also technically challenging in terms of building something which is more adept. I mean, the problem is pertinent. It's a good thing to go after, but not sure given the likes of Google Assistant, Siri, etc. How would you kind of compete with that from a positioning standpoint? Yeah.
Exactly, but you see that this user base is growing, and we can see companies like Seniority and all also growing so much because they are tackling problems to these age groups. So we can advertise it better, and they will know about it. So and they will know like Alexa and all. We can clearly see that even at our homes we can see that they struggle a bit. So these are like this assistant was built to make them perform basic functions, not the higher level, so that they can use the device properly and then with an easy user flow, and so that like most of the tasks they don't have to perform with their own hands, and it's done by the assistant. Yeah, we have to look into the technical part a lot. We have to research, but this was our thought process.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Robertos. We will now move on to the next team, which is the Fantastic Four.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Hi, I'm Tulsi Bikaria, and our team name is Fantastic Four. So Fantastic Four comprises of Ira, Tulsi, Tanvi, and Ayuda, and we'd like to thank Vikram sir for guiding us and the awesome FN team for organizing it. I'll hand over to Ira to continue.
Good evening, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So when our team was given the two case scenarios, we were particularly drawn towards the immigrant workers case scenario the most. I could personally relate to their problem because I've been residing in the state of Uttar Pradesh, which is the home state of the maximum number of migrant workers spread across the country. And I could immediately see that the view of trucks and buses overloaded with migrant workers returning home during the pandemic lockdown, losing their jobs, worried about their life, that seemed to flash in front of my eyes. There are about 454 million migrants in our country and who are basically invisible, despite contributing to about 10% of Indian GDP. Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman also said that the government wanted to help migrants but lacked the data to reach out to them. Most of them don't have proper documents, or they don't have bank accounts or any residence proof. They live in other states and are sometimes even on roads. Our team saw that apart from their inhumane living conditions, pathetic job and pay structures, illiteracy and financial issues, health conditions, etc., the main issue is how to help these invisible workers of India. Okay.
Yes. So as Ira said, that one of the key features that especially caught our attention was the quote from Nirmala. I mean, our finance minister saying that she wanted and the government wanted to help our workers, but hello. Yeah, am I audible properly?
Yes, you're audible. You can continue.
Yeah. So we built a persona. Tanvi, can you please move to the persona part? Yeah. So we built a persona to better understand our user, and the name of the user itself was given in the scenario Gokul, and few of the information was also given in our problem statement. So we used that same and we developed other like behaviors and skills and interests from our research, from the resources and the links given, and we looked around for the Hindu and the other articles as well to get the information. Tanvi, please move to the empathy. Yeah. Then on the basis of that, we built an empathy map to better understand our users like Gokul, because just thinking in our head wouldn't do it, right? We need to put it out there to get a tangible outcome. So we gathered pains and gains of our user. Please move down. Yeah. So from out of everything shown above, what we found was that our potential users were those who were looking to better their they were looking for the safety needs, because they for their physiological needs to be proper, to be taken care of, their safety needs have to be curated too. So they basically lacked their financial part, and because they didn't have guidance much from the government, because they are less educated and they probably don't know how to read and write, so they might not also. Okay. Can you please move down to the concept? So the main thing that we found was that the government is not able to track these remote workers. So what we try to do is that on the basis of video KYC on the phone itself, we can make them an identity card. And we'll tag that to the mobile device number, so that way we can keep a track on them, and if any way government wants to help them out, they can track them and give them a relief. Then also in our prototype, knowing that they don't know how to read and write, we kept an voice and the microphone in every screen. So what they can do is, so if they don't know how to read, they can just tap the microphone or the speaker, and the whole screen will be read out. Yeah, so that's our screen.
Team, your 5 minutes are done.
Okay.
Over to the judges.
Yeah. Hello, any questions from us?
Hello guys, are we there?
Don't have a question, but I like the empathy map that was put out. Thanks.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question, Sachin here.
Yes.
So there was a scenario where they're not able to afford the phones, digital, normal smartphone. So how would you tackle that problem?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Can you please repeat?
Yeah, am I audible enough?
Yes, now you are.
So I'm saying that if in a scenario where they're not able to afford a smartphone, so every family has one smartphone, right? Every family has one smartphone.
Yes.
So yeah, so how would you tackle that if in a scenario where they're not able to afford a smartphone at all, or rather there is no data, or there is the phone is broken? These people cannot afford to repair their phones.
Yeah. So we also thought about it. So what we thought of it is that we'll give a specific number that on one phone they can have 6 or 4, like 4 or 6 accounts, or 4 or 6 identity cards we can issue on the one mobile device. So they basically they can get their identity card of their whole family through one device. And
So he's saying that, are you saying that if the mobile is broken, what they can do? We have provided them unique identity number with which they can actually even borrow some of their friends' mobile, and they can use that app with a unique identity number, and they can see the job listings or any other details they want.
That was a fantastic pitch, the four of you. So we're not going to be entertaining any audience questions due to some time constraints. So it will only be questions from the judges. Next up, Gen Alpha.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Team Gen Alpha, and I am Priya, who's going to present it throughout. So let me share my screen to you all. So firstly, we've chosen the scenario 1, which is about the migrants. Okay. So excuse me.
Continue, Geeta. Of course, disappoint to.
Yep. So sorry. So here, if we see this, the scenario didn't start yesterday or didn't start the last year or somewhere. Okay, it started where the British Raj came in. Okay, so it all started when the railway lines were built in India and people were forced into get recruited with what they had in their homes. India was very well defined by that time, but British came in and did a lot of changes. So if we see this case, we can't say that okay, things are going wrong and going wrong now, but it has been in a different way, and things are not yet being tackled in a good way. So if you see the statement here, when colonized, we blamed the British for our misfortunes. Now who do we blame? So that's what these people are asking. We all know that which conditions do they live in. We all know how underprivileged they are. But what is the solution to find that out or to get them out of that? So if we just see a little insight on history, so before the British came in, India was rich enough. It was thriving in a socio-economical culture. It had everything. It didn't export it. That's all. But when the British Raj came in, it drained off the wealth. Okay, and then after British Raj, due to the divide and rule concept, marginalization methods came in. People started to fight for rights by then. This was not based on any sector. Rich could fight, poor could fight, anyone could fight, but the fighting was a matter. So this is where things came in and systems started forming. And there were too many systems. There are too many systems now that the people who are just left behind are behind. We really don't know how we are coming across, because even the government has no data on how are we connecting through to the migrants. So we as a team found a solution which is called as Platform 9. And the quotation that we would like to give is fly to explore and we will keep the strings attached. So just for an example, if we take a kite, it's free to explore out there in the sky. But what if the string gets detached? What if it disconnects? It can go fall off anywhere. It can go tear off, or it can go get into someone else's hands or get into a good kid's hand. But we don't know how it's going to be. So we, as a team of Platform 9, are going to build an ecosystem. Okay, it's just not an app or something that is just that's going to come into their lives, but an ecosystem which will help them. All those people need is a help. They are disconnected with the society, so these people need someone to guide them through. They need a communication with where they are and what things are happening outside them. So they need to come out, interact, and get help from other people. So in our solution, if we see, the number 9 is the most important thing, Platform 9. So here we are considering 9 important aspects of what they should be considered for, or what they should have right for. So what first thing they should have is contract jobs. If they have that, they can go migrate somewhere. They can go earn with their knowledge. Right? Then government identity. They need a government identity. They do not have proper documentation to get an Aadhaar card itself. And if no Aadhaar card, there's no bank account, there's no saving. The money, we don't know. Then we have minimum wages. A lot of government acts have been introduced for a minimum wage. In fact, each state has a minimum wage based on skilled and unskilled labor. But this is not been an important concern with the organization who are hiring these people, because there's a lot of gambling or whatever the bad words are. So these are the 9 things that we have. So our vision is to reach as many as possible in the most feasible way. So it's not just an app. There will be volunteers, there'll be organizations, there will be a way where you can connect with a small, non-internet phone too. So there would be a toll-free number where people can get registered and get a unique code. Using that unique code, there will be KYC stalls set up nearby, and there will be volunteers nearby who can go help them. This is the toll-free number that you have to call in, and you can get an identity for this. And that code can help them get call updates, like how we get Airtel or Idea calls, that what is going on around. So they can get and call update about how many organizations are around you providing a job in their regional language. If they have a smartphone, they will have the app Platform 9. So this is the last slide that I'm going to show you. So this is our if you allow me, I can just explain that.
Yeah, really quickly, please.
Thank you. So this platform is a very neat and crisp platform. We do not have much features in it. So it's all very clear to the migrant. So how do we learn? How does he will learn this? There are volunteers, because I said this is an ecosystem. The
I think that's
volunteers play a
time.
role too.
Yeah, I think we'll have to stop.
Yeah, that's what we have as the idea. Thank you.
Over to the judges.
Yep, I'm open for questions.
Judges, do we have any questions?
No.
Yeah, no question.
Can I just have
that you've thought about the ecosystem. That's good.
Yeah, this is the one that I was talking about, because there are migrants, there are volunteers, and there are organizations who are going to get connected into the smartphones app. And yeah, the app will provide enough events and all to organize to let the migrants know what is going on through the medium of volunteer. And the volunteer could be anyone from age, 8th grade to any educated adult. That's it.
All right. Okay, so thank you so much, Jen Alpha. We'll now move to our next team, which will be Team Turo.
Good evening, everyone. We are Team Turo. Now we will be presenting. So this is a project Seek, that is learning for all. Next, we decided on the problem of children of migrant laborers unable to access proper education, and mainly we identified that the quality of life is compromised through unaffordable digital solution. Now let's take a small glimpse of our solution. And now we'll look at how we solve this problem. So we followed a non-linear process with which we experimented. Then next we have some of the stats that suggest that there's an urgent need of education for migrant workers' children. Next, further, we took the inspiration from the following systems, like the idea of e-playground from hole in the wall, simple UI like the light phone, some features for visually impaired children from Annie, and making tablet for portable solution. Further, we try to innovate on 3 points, something that is portable, connects to both mobile and computer, and is very easy to understand, just like the light phone and Kindle from which we took our inspiration. Further, we have given the solution of Seek Learning tablet that will have learning resources stored just like the pen drive. Then we have the e-playground with computers decked up and completing it with the incentives, which will have e-play points and e-ration points. So here we have tried to depict that how our solution works. Next, we have the working system, which is simple and consists of the Seek Learning tablet and e-playground, which is funded under CSR and managed by the NGO. Further, we have the incentive system that works on activity-based incentives to use the e-playground and learning that yields e-ration points for the families. Next, so here we can see the impact that there are almost top 5 states which are having highest number of migrant families, and alone at Mumbai there are 300 to 400 migrant families in a month, and from which children require proper education, and Seek would definitely bring a change in their lives. So next we have our prototype. Let's take a look at it. So here, this is the menu, and here we have the notes, podcasts, videos, which cater to all the subjects and have age-wise content classification and emphasis on self-learning. Then we have the e-ration points from learning that can be utilized in availing discounted ration for the migrant families. Then the calculator, which can be easily accessed at any time by the kids for easy calculation. And the settings consist of language options and screen reader for wider accessibility and inclusivity. Further, we'll go through some of these screens. And summarizing our overall concept, so we have discussed our product and our USP, and we'll also look at our main stakeholders. So mainly it is the migrant laborers and the kids, the government who will be supporting this initiative, then the CSR companies for the funding, NGO as the moderators, and edtech companies from which we'll be taking the content to show within the app, like Khan Academy. Then under our channels, we are a business to consumers kind of model, and we'll be providing digital solution through the devices. And a cost structure would be for the SEEK digital technology, and for further cost would be for the setting up of an e-playground. Yes, that's all. And we hope that our idea makes an impact. Thank you.
Yeah. So Lavanya and Team Toro, I mean, good work on the UX, the flow, the storytelling. I think just the thing of the tablet seems little non-practical given the scale, the pricing, the volumes, even though you mentioned about CSR, NGO, the route. And I think some of the interplay was a little complex in terms of the e-playground, e-points, and e-kirana thing, right? So that's need to be flushed out. It's more of a complex, lofty vision, but that's okay. I think other than that part, those two part, I think the rest of the things were done well.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions? All right, thank you, Team Turo. Next up, Spectrum.
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Harshavardhini, representing the team Spectrum. Let me share my screen. Yes. Our project is called eSarathi. Team members are myself, Kiran Shinde, Rishikesh Mujar, and Shubham De. eSarathi is a simplified app designed for migrant workers who are moving from one region to another to find any kind of jobs that is legitimate, trustworthy, and promises to pay. Why we chose this problem statement 1 is that migrant workers are underpaid and exposed to hazardous environment, and that could cause chronic illness. Oftentimes they are taken advantage of the employers like contractors or construction workers, and making them to work for long hours, or taking hold of their personal documents, and not letting them to quit because they have their documents. And also because of digital illiteracy, they are not made aware of the opportunities and schemes provided for them by the government. In the research phase, we looked into how migrant workers go about when they decide to move from their hometown to a city. For example, from a village in Tamil Nadu to Chennai. Our numerous resources and learning and talking to one of the migrant workers, we learned that they're usually open to any kind of jobs, and most of them, when it comes to technology, they have only one smartphone for family. which the head of the family, the father or mother, use, and also they share it with their family. They are often controlled by their employers by if they to submit their Aadhaar card or any other personal documents or land documents, and they are not allowed to quit when they want. So our problem is how we refined our problem statement is how might we help migrant workers find opportunities that they want and financial stability with a limited digital literacy. We looked into created a persona of from the problem statement they gave. Gokul of 40, no educational background, and has a family of wife and 3 kids. We created a journey of how they would migrate, search for job, and what they go through in the job, and what they do, what happens when they decide to migrate to a different city. We came across the following pain points, such as when they want to migrate, they don't know where to move or where to stay, or if who to ask for when they want to join a job. When they go to a job, they don't know if the contractor or the employer offer any place to stay, or do they provide food. They are not made aware of those benefits. While working, sometimes contractors don't pay the minimum wage they are promised, so they are taken advantage of. And some of the schemes
4 minutes is up.
I'll just they are not aware of the schemes that they are eligible for, and when they want to move, when they decide that the current city they're living in is not favorable, when they decide to move, they are being controlled by getting hold of the documents. What we thought about creating is an app that would display the opportunities that are present in the city they want to move. How are we going to do this for someone who has a limited knowledge about technology, you may ask? We began by we initially jotted down the features that might help them, like what kind of jobs or the languages they want to on the app platform to be in, and the schemes available.
Team, your time is over.
I'll just rush through this. Initially, they can select the language they want the platform to be in. There's the two ways the app they could sign with the app, the laborer or the contractor. We have just decided the laborer part for time being. They could
You can
sign
just
in with.
scroll through the slides probably because the time's up.
That's all. There's only one more slide. They could sign in with mobile number, and they would ask to submit an OTP because password would be asking them to remember password would be a lot. They select the location they want, they could find opportunities, and before that
Sorry,
they're
I
asked.
think we'll have to stop now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, let's move to the questions.
I don't have a question.
Thank you. Any other questions?
All right, if there are no questions, then we can move on. Thank you so much. That was a good presentation. We will now move on to the next team, which is Team Sync.
Before we proceed, one quick thing. I think since the time is less, we would request, and we are just having 5 minutes for each team. I would like the teams to focus on just telling the scenario that they picked, because we know in detail, maybe actual problem, if they can spend some time on the solutioning space, that would be better, because I believe the persona part and empathy map part is mostly well understood by the judges and everyone. So if you can spend more time on the solutioning space, that would help you cover more. Thank you.
Yes, you can start.
Hello.
You're audible.
Yes, you're audible. You are.
Good evening to everyone, all the judges and all the participants here. We are Team Sync, and we have come up with an idea and the concept of helping a lot of people from the labor class, and it's called Current Job. So 3 of us are there. There is Nishtha and Shrunkeri. Nishtha will start off by explaining the research part, followed by Shrunkeri.
Okay, so first of all, we want to thank you, FN Studios, for this opportunity, and thank mentor Sri Ransubay to guide us. So yeah, I won't take much time. I'll quickly take you through the inspiration of our approach and our solution. First of all, we had focused our problem statement to how could we assist the migrant workers to find and connect the potential jobs. After having done our research from the brief and from online sources, this is the problem statement we narrowed down to. After that, we did a literature review, studied the existing apps to help this problem, and did casual interviews with the stakeholders, 3 laborers who we could access, and 2 employers, basically these persons who hire a lot of laborers for construction works and such works where unorganized laborers participate in. And understood what did they do, what is their job and story, how they find jobs or the workers, the terms of employment, and if they faced any issues. We found out from that currently the workers go to this informally go to this spot which is present in most cities, most areas, commonly known as labor chalk. These are places where these workers assemble to and wait for employers to come hire them, and any employer can go and hire them for any like quick jobs, repair jobs, etc., or longer jobs also, repair, etc. stuff. So here and otherwise they roam around and inquire in common work areas until they find an employer, and an employer finds them suitable and hire them. Or the third way is through word of mouth or recommendations only. So they all have a lot of issues which either takes experience or connections to get around the opportunities, or it's a game of luck and timing. So we try to find solution towards that to remove this uncertainty and make the workers open to more opportunities without having to without the physical barrier of going to I can only get a job if someone comes and gives it to me, or if I meet this person by chance. So first of all, we have taken our first approach is taking off an app, which would basically be a platform where which will connect workers with employers as well as other workers. So this will make them aware of what all job opportunities are there that the employers will post. The UI and UX we have tried to keep minimal and primarily voice assisted to bridge the gap between digital illiteracy and the app. And it kind of removes the dependency the people had created on middlemen, although the middlemen can also use this app to hire workers. But we all know that the focus, the problem here is that the people, there are many apps like that, but it is
4 minutes, ma'am.
4 minutes done.
Yeah, 4 minutes is over.
So
Can we just quickly rush to the working of the solution? Okay, I hope I'm audible. Okay, so after considering the 5W questions, which are very important in any design process, we went ahead with 2 approaches that do not give the user an entirely alien solution or a system to work with, since digital transition is a very, very critical change. The first scenario is where the laborer who owns a smartphone is given a mobile application that connects them to the employer around his or her area through a simple registration process. A simple video tutorial guides the laborers to use the app. This app also allows the user to choose from a list of job opportunities available and then rate the employer post the completion of the job. The second approach is where the laborer does not use a smartphone, is to use these labor chalks to install kiosks where a LCD screen will project the job opportunities available in that area. The laborer then uses a semi-digital interactive interface to connect and find the employer. We also consider just one last thing. We also considered certain manufacturing and ergonomic features of this interactive kiosk. And I would just like to end our pitch with an idea that we truly believe in, which is that the future lies in empowering billions through connecting billions. Thank you so much for your time, and we'd be happy to take up any questions.
So I think it was pretty well done in terms of the idea, the layout, and presentation. I wish you guys had left more time, as like Santosh was mentioning, for the solution part. Would have loved to hear more of that, but well thought through. I think most of the focus has been application, and application mobile is always a challenge for laborers. So I think I like the kiosk and the labor board idea, and I think the information was also crisp and well presented. So good work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Any more questions?
Just one thing I want to mention. I think one part of the, overall it's a great execution, but consider the volume of people at the number of places. I mean, it's not a 1-by-1 kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing that I would like to point out.
Yes, sure. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback.
That was the thing why we introduced the kiosk, because it was like a community resource instead of like many people who do not have mobile phones. And like that was inspired from things like public screens that has like billboards and TV, train station boards, as well as ATMs. That is how we inspired and thought that this could be scalable, but obviously it is a work in progress and would need more thought.
Right, but we focused majorly onto the behavioral aspect, as to we did not want to give them something, a screen in their hand, and ask them to just do their job. So that was
to make it as interactive as possible for them.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Team Sync. Moving on, we have the next team, Kindred Spirits. You guys are up.
Hello.
You're audible, yes.
Hey, hi. Hello, everyone. I request my team member to share the screen, Purnima.
Is Purnima here?
Purnima, are you there? I can share my screen. Yeah.
All right. Your time starts now.
Thank you. Hey, so hi everyone. I'm a member of Kindred Spirits. We are a group of 3 people, Misbah, Purnima, and I, Priyal. So our take on the problem statement of unorganized labor force was the design brief was very, very specific in addressing what the key problem is. The scenario revolved around Gokul, the migrant worker who lacks access of basic necessities, is moved from a rural village to work at a job which is and he's been paid very low compared to the market margin, having no hope of a stable job, and does not possess a smartphone, which is very easy for us. His only hope to lead a life, his only hope is to lead a life where he could provide his family and a living and not be worried about it every day. To generalize the above, I would say the migrant workers are like an invisible class in the country who are ignored by most of the political background, also because the votes doesn't count, and the privilege does not understand their struggles. Though the Indian government has they have promoted migration to harness the twin benefits of employment and livelihood, but it has not been very successful in addressing the core issues of safety and welfare. So let, let's so we have thought of like taking the matter in our hands, and if you remember last year, the country was hit by an but people took the matters in their own hand, and then we all came together to help each other. So this is what our solution Apnapan is. um, can you scroll down, Misbah? So the design brief, as I said, to design for the socio-economic class, the process that we followed was design thinking process: empathize, define, ideate, and design. We did a small initial analysis, a desk research. Since we cannot do a primary research, we went through a lot of interviews of migrants. We heard that what they have to say, and read a lot of research papers, knowing the kind of things that they are facing, and what are the statistics of it. This is just of it. Can you scroll down? Next up, we thought that we'll make an empathy map out of whatever we understood by watching all those interviews and going through all those resources. So a lot of people, they said they are like, the condition is so poor that they are not able to even manage the prepaid to have a prepaid. And because of whatever happened in the COVID breakdown, what they think is they can think if they can live a better life, think if anybody actually cares, and tries out to reach for the government help, but fails sometimes.
4 minutes is up.
I think she has some internet issue. Can I just continue from here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, so we, further down our research with all the insights that was collected, we worked on an affinity map. Scroll down, Purnima. And we narrowed down what problems we want to address. So the problems we thought we could take the maximum problems from the scenario that we could address: the job issues, information issues, education, identity, harassment. Scroll down, please. So our problem definition was, how can we build, can you scroll a little bit on top, please? Yeah, so our basic problem, we narrowed down our problem saying, how can we build a centralized interconnected network of educated volunteers across the country with access to a shared platform, which is going to be an app that can help provide.
5 minutes is done.
1 more minute. Can I just?
No, I'm sorry. No.
All right. Yeah. So can I just end it with just the idea? Can I just do that?
Yes, please.
So the whole idea was how we're going to basically use us. Okay, the privileged people are going to reach out to people who cannot help themselves. So we as educated individuals form an interconnected network of volunteers, and we have this shared app on our device, which we pull data and research and collect all government resources. So whenever the basically the volunteer the migrant workers reach out to us via call, because they do not have access to a smartphone, right? So they have a feature phone. They call us, we call them back, because they cannot afford to spend so much money on the currency, right? So we call them back, we listen to their problems, we find resources, and then we direct them to the direction where they could have their problems addressed. So that's our the entire idea in a very quick gist.
Yeah, so it's heard by the community and doing something for the community.
Heard by the community, solved by the community. Basically,
Yeah.
we help each other out. Apna fun. That was our idea.
Over to the judges.
Thank you.
I don't have a question, but if the team wants to speak for additional 20-30 seconds, please go ahead and add.
Yes, please. So can you just go back to the storyboard, please? Fast. Yeah, this one, correct. So this is this current storyboard where when the migrant workers basically are working in a construction site, they reach out to the employer because they've been working so hard and they've been exploited, and they ask, can we stop working that hard? And the employer just threatens them and says, we have your documents, you've got to work hard. And then basically the migrant worker reaches out to different government helplines, but nobody answers him. So he feels dejected and he thinks about leaving his job and going back home. So this is the current scenario in the migrant worker history. So what we thought would be a potential solution would be how, instead of going back home and feeling dejected, he could, reach out to our helpline numbers, which we would be as volunteers, and he would give us our, tell us about his problem, where we could probably listen to him, understand him, and then we have all the resources needed to address his problem, because we would have voluntarily pull data from Google, right? All of the data in pulled and put it into a repository. So we direct him, okay, this is your problem, so you can go ahead and we know how you can solve it, and we direct them. So ultimately he's a happy person. So can you go down to the prototype? So this is like a
I think your time is up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Calvin. Sorry, we kind of extended.
That's okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rama, for the extra 5 minutes, 30 seconds.
Any questions? Okay, I think then we can move on. Thank you so much. That was a good presentation. We will now move on to the next team, which is designing.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. I need to share the audio also. Can you suggest me how to do that?
So when you say share screen, there should be a small checkbox at the left bottom, which has share sound also. Can you see that?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So can you see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes.
Okay. So hello, we are team designing Ishika, Naifer, and Kainat. So we chose the problem of helping out senior citizens, and in our understanding the problem situation, when we consider next billion users, it cannot be considered without taking into consideration senior citizen group. So our main focus was to make the technology easily accessible to them and make their experience better. So after the primary and secondary research, we could come up with pain points and empathy maps and user journey maps. So as a part of our research, we carried out a small experiment with one of our friend's grandmother, and we asked him to make her perform these 5 tasks. We asked him to note down what she says, does, and how she acts while performing these tasks. The tasks were as simple as making a video call, making a phone call, or watching a video on YouTube. So based on the observations that he took and sent to us, we made out the empathy map. And our observation was we carried out the same experiment with a few other grandparents too, and found out that the tasks as basic as making a phone call or video call were not familiar to them. They were not really able to understand the digital icons, and even though some of them were able to figure something out, the process was troublesome, and it was demotivating to them that they're not able to perform the tasks. So, going forward with the project, we narrowed it down to a single scenario as simple as making a video call on WhatsApp. So, so the scenario was Mrs. Sharma lives alone with her husband, and she finds it difficult to understand today's technology. Her children lives far away from her, and she wants to make video calls frequently to them. So her goals were make video calls easily. She needs guidance to perform various tasks, and she doesn't want to feel guilty for disturbing her children by asking them how it works and how to perform a certain task. So we went ahead with the how might we approach. We came up with 3 how might we's. How might we make the user comfortable in switching to new technology? How might we create a user friendly technology? And how might we make the technology accessible? So we narrowed our motives down to make the design as simple as possible, making learning easy, and make the technology feel like home. After brainstorming for hours, one thing we realized one thing, that by making an application, we would be adding to the cognitive load of the users, because now they have to learn a new application, and learning an app to learn how other apps work doesn't really make sense. So at that time, we came up with the AI voice assistant idea. We called it Kin, and it is a voice assistant that can be inbuilt feature in new generation phones. Kin by definition means one's family or relative, friendly, right? So how it works? Kin is an inbuilt voice assistant for senior citizens to perform tasks by simply giving him commands like call my daughter. But doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't Siri and Google Assistant function exactly the same? So what makes AI Kin unique? The fact that AI Kin can also help senior citizens and guide them with basic tasks they can perform on their phone with help of hands-on tutorial. Enough with the theory, I'll show how it works. Can you see the video?
Yes, it's visible.
And it's been 4 minutes.
Hello, Kin.
Hey, how may I help you?
I want to make a video call to Amrita on WhatsApp.
I can teach you how to make a video call. Do you want to learn?
Yes.
Okay, let me assist you. Tap on the icon indicated to open WhatsApp. Tap on Amrita's chat to open it. Tap on the indicated icon to make a video call.
So video calling was as easy as that. And what if the user has said no to the learning? Then the AI would have made the call himself. Easy, right? So, but why is there a need to learn these tasks? A vague reply can be a very simple answer is the technology can fail to work someday. It's rare, but not really impossible, right? And the feeling of independence by learning it. Our long-term goals were reaching worldwide, incorporating many indigenous languages, and making the scope wider, not limiting to senior citizens, but anyone in the need of accessibility. With this AI voice assistant, we made a complementary application too. The application's name is Kin. Kin is an application used by nearest and dearest of senior citizens.
Thank you,
to
Ishika. The
monitor.
time is up.
Okay, can I just show the prototype of Kin?
Yeah.
You can run through it quickly.
Okay. So this is the prototype. The application, this would be used by their children. So they can monitor the activity of their parents, and here it will show what tasks they have learned till now, and the AI would frequently observe what the user is doing. So he will give the observations to the children, and for example, video calling is the most used feature. So he would give this data to the user, and the user can customize according to that. How the customization would help is, if a user says create WhatsApp video call, shortcut icons of Arish and Vihan on home screen. So the next time,
The time is
his
up,
mother.
Ishika. Thank you.
Okay. So any questions for us?
Yeah, I think, as I said, we should have spent more time on the solution part, but go ahead and how do you plan to use this like shortcut? The AI will learn and create shortcuts for most used apps.
Yes, sir. So the AI will learn how to make the children will teach the AI what could be the possible solution for the problem their parents are facing, and that would be a friendly solution because their children knows them the best. So the AI would create a WhatsApp shortcut icon. So the next time their parents want to make a video call, they can just do it on one tap.
So what does the sharing with the kids do? I mean, is this AI learning on the elderly's phone or app, or what is being sent to their, their kids?
So it's for making the AI friendly, because as we know, even if it's AI, it's not really human. So when children are really close to their parents and they know their parents better. So if their parents are facing any problem, they can customize the application according to that, which would be comfortable to their parents. So they can provide solutions that would be comfortable to their parents.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, thank you. Thank you, Ishika. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Design Inc. That was really good. And over to the next team, Team Excellent.
Hi.
Hello.
You're audible. Yes. Hello.
Thank you.
Wait, I'll just share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So namaste all. We are Team Excellent. We are team of 2 members, Avil and Krithi, and we are really thankful to our mentors, Sarva and Drishti, for amazing guidance. Going through all the scenarios, the 2 scenarios, what we realized was first scenario was related to awareness, and second was related to assistance. And later, after doing the brainstorm research, and we settled on going with second scenario. Why did we choose the second problem scenario? Like the motivation behind it? As we read in the Hindu article shared by the Sarva team only, the older generation emerges as the next big mobile data user. Moreover, we also saw that the switch to the digital transition has been huge, and it had been quite difficult for elderly people to get comfort with it. Moreover, we saw that there was we wanted to decrease the pressure on the senior citizens, on our grandparents. What we felt was they find embarrassing even to ask anything. So later, this is important to understand that why we didn't choose with the scenario 1. The thing was like it was difficult for us to gather enough resources and information like government schemes related to migrants and all for problem 1. So we thought of going with the second scenario because as we live with our grandparents, so we are quite familiar, and we also thought that we would have less loopholes while working with problem scenario 2.
Okay, so understanding the demographic, we did some secondary research and we realized that the older adult is an umbrella term consisting of smaller age subgroups. And the most basic emotions that are related with them are embarrassment, risk, trust, confusion, and helplessness. So we try to empathize via this analogy. So imagine waking up and suddenly finding yourself at the control center of the International Space Station. having no idea what this button does, and you do not know what to do when you press this. That's how the the elder people feel when they're introduced to our app for the first time. So I basically interviewed my own grandfather for this, and he's a very busy guy, so I did not take more than 15 minutes of his time. Yeah. So two things that I wanna point out that we realized was that when I asked for the problems he faced in the apps, he did not tell that he struggles with them, but I have seen him struggle with them. So one thing is he is very hesitant to ask for help, and he prefers doing mistakes rather than approaching people. Okay. And after that, we jotted down some user insights. We made a persona and made empathy mapping. Okay, then we defined the target audience. So the target audience we chose was in the range of 60 to 85. But then again, going back to the previous slides that I mentioned, there are subgroups who behave very differently. They have different cognitive capabilities and thinking and learning patterns. Okay, then we brainstormed and researched a little bit, and we came out with some of the features that we can provide in our app, and we did a feature prioritization. So one thing we wanted was that to streamline the existing app experiences that they usually use. When they go through any onboarding process, it should be voice based, and there should be user guides at the touch of their finger whenever they need them. Okay, so the prospective business model would be an app subscription based that the children can buy for their elder parents. And yeah, over to Kriti.
So now after considering all the points, let's define the problem statement. So our aim was to enhance the basic smartphone experience for elderly. And secondly, we want to help them ace the basic smartphone application task on daily basis. So we came up with a solution called Sahayak. Sahayak, as the name suggests, assistance. So we want to provide an assistance to our grandparents. So Sahayak sits on the top of our app and everyday smartphone usage like self-helper, super helper. So it's basically an assistive touch or like a bubble in Androids. On style guides, we mainly focus on the accessibility like high contrast, greater font size and all.
It's 4 minutes.
Yeah, okay. So for user, we won't go into that because we'll be able to explain that using the prototype. So I'll just run the prototype real quick. Yeah, okay. So this is the home screen. This is the Sahayak app. This is the bubble head or the assistive touch screen. So for the first time when the user opens the Sahayak app, they see the option to customize their phone settings according to their convenience, and there are these help topics. So let's just firstly go into what happens when they go to a certain app. So they can see the most. We can sort these according to the data we have, that what issues the elderly people face, and if they want to go into and dig deeper on specific onboardings, they can see it from here. Okay. Now coming back. Yeah. So the first thing when they open the app, they're greeted with this option to customize their phone settings, and this is basically an accessibility thing. So once they open the app, they can use the suggested settings that we have prepared, a list of basic settings like contrast and font sizes and everything. So that is recommended, and if they don't want to go through every step, otherwise they can customize the settings. And the tab targets are big. It's voice onboarding, so they can use voice to communicate. Yeah. So these are the few settings: the display color, how much time before the screen turns off, attentive display, response time for voice section. Okay, I want to focus on this. So most of the assistants, what they do is the response time, the time the people take to communicate with assistants is very different. So for elder people, it's very big. So yeah, they can also toggle it from here. I'll just move across this. Okay. So for example, if they are in an app. So for example, YouTube, our bubble head is over here. And if they need help, they can simply click on it, and they can also use the voice assistant. And
That's
if
time.
yeah, just one more minute. And if they need any certain help, if the AI detects that they have been not using the app, they are just struggling, it can suggest that do you need help, and we can show them the problems. So they can go through the guides and how to make a comment.
So basically, we will train our model on the basis of how they are using their screen, like on their frequent apps use and all. So like accessing the watch history, what they can do is like if they are not able to figure out, they can click on that the Apple see like they are not able to figure out something and they have been still figuring out for a minute or so. So you will have this one notification that they can refer to our app, like they can take help or something. So also like we have this thing to take for don't forget to take breaks in between. So it was just our
Yeah, for
idea.
the health.
Time
Yeah,
team.
health
Thank
element.
you.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah,
Over to
so
the
that
judges.
yeah. Okay.
Judges, any questions?
I don't have much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, team. That was excellent. Now we would like to call the judges to the stage to say a few words.
We'd like to invite Mr. Rama here to go first. What did you feel about the pitches and any?
Your screen is still sharing. Team, excellent. Thank you.
Okay. You guys can hear me okay?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So thanks, guys. I think I enjoyed this. It was different, very well curated. So I think good work by Santosh and F1 Studios for putting this together. I think on the need for user experience and things of this kind, it's kind of very important from a broader macro standpoint. So I think we need to do more of this as a country. I think riding on the success of what Freshworks has done, I think if we have to scale the product mountain, we need to have much better user experience, and that's at the heart of it. So I think that's for that. In terms of the presentation itself, I think a lot of good work that has been put, but I think some of the things, and I don't know how many times you all have pitched before, a lot of them, like, where typically what you see with people who have done like, few pitches or participated in few competitions, not a lot. I think taking time to get to the point, right? As I keep telling that there is nothing like, a climax that you have to wait that, comes at the end of a movie, right? Here, there is always lesser time than you think there is. So get to that point as fast as possible or at the start as well. So I think many people kind of, flunked there where you did not do justice to the part that really built or the solution piece of it, right? I think that was that. And typically, like, the time limit, whatever the time is, I mean, you could be asked to do a pitch in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or even a minute. You need to kind of time slice accordingly. Even if it's for a minute, how do you ensure that you're not found rushing and be able to convey the key elements in a minute, right? So I think that's again the art of practicing pitching, talking to the audience to the key points. Also, like, for a user experience kind of thing, which we are like, I kind of found a lot of things which was wanting. There was so much of content overload in some of the slides. I mean, neither was it visible enough. The font size was so bad. And what do you want? Do you want to like overwhelm the audience, or what is the point that you're trying to make, right? So I think that has to be also thought through. If there is something that you are like, this is the research and background work, then I think you need to blur some of the content that you're not trying to read out or expect us to read, right? So I think I personally like to see a lot of white spaces. So that kind of puts the focus on some of the key lines. I think some deck had this very nicely done, like color coded thing of what the problem is, who is it for, why are you trying to do, right? It was a very nice single line with some color coded. I think that's something I want to pick in some of the decks that I do next. That allows for like, this is the only point that I'm trying to make. And there should not be more than 2 or 3 points in a slide, right? Anything more than that is like an overkill on the slide itself and what you're trying to talk through. You don't have to use a lot of words in English. You can get to the point with fewer words and fewer things that they're trying to convey. So I think focus on that. That will allow for people to capture what you're trying to articulate, and it's easy on the grasp and the ears. I think I can go on and on, but hopefully you guys get the feel of it, right? So I think that's it for me. I can expand on later, but I'll let Samir and others come in.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rama. So just for the audience to know, so Mr. Rama hears pitches day in, day out. So he must have probably listened to thousands and millions of pitches, and every word which he mentioned about it is bang on. So hopefully this would be a good learning for all of us when we want to present our key idea. How can you, so as he said, right, how can you speak in 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Given the time, you have to slice the time accordingly. Thank you so much, Rama sir. Pleasure having you.
Happy to be here.
So before I call Samir to give his thoughts, is Dr. Uday still here, Professor Uday?
Hi, Santosh. Professor Uday is busy with schooling. So
Okay, great. So I'd like to invite Mr. Samir to come in and give his thoughts about what he felt about the presentations and some words of inspiration and advice to the teams.
Sure. Thanks, Santosh. So great job, all the teams. I think, earlier in one of the introductory notes, Dhyan had mentioned with a good example around, cooking or playing sports, that design takes practice, and forums like this and events like this are fantastic opportunities for you to practice, right? And keep building on what you're doing. So every presentation that you give, every time you go through the design process, every time you do user interviews, each of those keeps improving your skills, right? But as long as you're mindful of the kind of mistakes you're making and you keep improving on that. So great, that you participated in this. One of the things definitely to point out is for any good product, and this is universally true, that balance of design, technology, and business is required, right? That's really when it works well, it is feasible both, and it has some kind of a business sustainable business model, right? So look at that. I think we can see across the presentation some of the teams were a little imbalanced on some of these. So definitely the next time you do an exercise like this, look at that as a thing. I saw and I was quite happy to see some of the teams really looked at the entire ecosystem, that when you are making a portal for, say, for people to get jobs, what is the other side of it? The people who want to hire others, are they also motivated? What is the impetus for them to post jobs in that same platform, right? Or can certain roles change and differ? So that's also one part of it, that there is an entire ecosystem around the place which you need to consider and think about. The other part is that also, I would say, look at one problem at a time, try to solve it in a proper way. I saw some of the initial teams really being very ambitious, and which is good. But for a small, 2-3 day program, try to focus on one small thing and really do a great job of it there. In the overall topic of next billion users, I wanted to just include that it's not one segment, right? India has a lot of micro cultures, and there are a lot of micro segments within this. So I would say look at that part very closely. That what are all the other influences that they have, what else have they learned, what categories do they have, even for whether it is for in these two problems, the migrant labor side of it, or it's for older people. There are people who are old today who have grown up being very confident professionals in their life. It may not be in a digital realm, it may be offline, but today they are facing a certain problem of not having confidence in certain things, or they may have grown up with very less education, staying at home, and they have a different approach. So there may be different treatments required for someone like that. They've all built muscle memory on certain things that they have learned in their youth and what mental models they have built over time, and those are harder to change. But there may be some things that you can do. I mean, look at WhatsApp, right? It's being used fairly well, the basics, by people in so many ages and different levels of literacy. There is something to learn from there. For the research part, and my last point is try to be scrappy and layer it on rather than wait for the best and ideal situations. There is always more information, and you can keep improving your solutions on that. So yeah, with that, thanks again to the F1 team for inviting me here. Very energizing to see all of the great work that all the teams have done. Good job.
Thank you, Samir, for these great insights, and especially about the micro segment. So this next billion user is not one cohort, or they're not exactly similar in a lot of ways, especially in India, wherein we have so much diversity. So thank you for your thoughts on that. Professor Uday, are you done with the scoring? So are you ready to talk to our audience?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Santosh. Firstly, thank you again for having me in this event, and I really appreciate it. And it was wonderful to see many of them could do a good job in a short time. The only thing is that I do agree to Mr. Rama and Samir about one of the things which I found is that I think when the time was given as a 5 minutes to pitch in, so probably a planning should be there. I know it's a very difficult task to kind of compress so much of data and information and design into this 5 minutes, but that's how life is, right? So you may have to kind of face such kind of situations if you have to pitch in. So planning for that 5 minutes and presenting it effectively so that the person gets across the point really well and about the design is very much important. Yeah, so I think that's something most of the teams have was struggling, I believe. Probably that if they could improve it, then because it will solve a lot of problems. Because if the presentation and communication is not good enough, so people will not get the idea. Yeah, so then your pitch might fail. So that's why this communication skills, the presentation and planning it for this 5 minutes is very crucial. Yeah, when once it's been announced that you have only 5 minutes, then they should plan it accordingly. So that is something which I would urge to all the participants and the finalists. So that's something I kind of observed. Otherwise, they had some good ideas, and it was very interesting to see them coming up with such a good thought and most of the problems. Yeah, both the problems. Yeah. So thank you, Santosh. Yeah, thank you, F1 team for having me here. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, Professor Uday, for those words of wisdom. We would like to invite all the participants, the Pitch Wars participants. This is your time. So if you have any specific question regarding your presentation or thought process, if you have any specifics which you want, any idea, thoughts, or you would like to ask the judges about it, this is your time. Like many a times, there are some open questions which you are not able to solve or don't know how to proceed. Maybe we can use next 2 or 3 minutes, and after that we can get to the stage wherein we announce the final winners. The forum is open to all the Pitch Wars participants, the finalists. Do you have any questions? So this is your moment of glory. You can talk, understand. So Karan has a question. Karan, please unmute and ask.
Yeah, so we didn't make it to the pitch, but I had this question that yesterday when we were thinking through the two scenarios, we first took the labor force scenario, but we thought that there are some interpersonal and behavioral problems on that end that cannot be solved by design exactly, right? So how do we approach that? That there are some complexities For example, people, these agencies or bigger firms, they betray the labor force, and then they don't compensate them well. So how can we, count these interpersonal or behavioral problems and solve them through design, if possible? Because I thought that this is not something that we could have solved through design. Yeah, that's my question.
Do you want to address it to any specific judge?
Anyone? I mean, Samir, if he is available, he can pick it.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I don't think we should jump into any solution by saying, let's make an app. So that's definitely an important part of it. And I think to the point that I mentioned earlier, it's all about the ecosystem, and can we create transparency within that and the right incentives, right? So when you look at economics, it's all about, incentivizing the right behaviors and disincentivizing the wrong ones. So one of the pitch had this example that, okay, can I give some ration points to the parents to help the kids learn, right? So there is something to that kind of an idea to take that ahead, right? Saying that, okay, can I look at the motivations that people have, give them something for themselves, and then have them look at certain behaviors or certain behavioral change, right? Similarly, for this, you could extend and think about, for each of these participants, what is the motivation to behave in the way they are behaving, and what can we do or try to perhaps influence their behavior into a more positive one. So yeah, no specific solutions, but you could think about behavior change in that sense.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you, Samir. Thanks, Karan. Any other questions from the participants? Cool. So I guess I'll just check with the team here whether we have the final winners ready. So we are collating the scores and ensuring that. So maybe Krishangi, if you can get on a call with all the three judges together and finalize, that will help. So Krishangi, Shafika, do you wish to create a breakout room here, or you can call separately Samir, Rama, and Uday, and get this done?
Yes, let me just talk to Krishangi and we'll be back soon.
Sure. Great. So thank you so much, team. So in the meanwhile, while the judges are figuring out and collating all the scores and normalizing, I'd like to ask any participant to come up on stage, ask. There were many teams which could not show their prototype. If one of you wants to showcase the entire prototype, this is the time for the benefit of the audience. This would not be judged for sure, but then yes, you get your time to show the entire prototype to the whole audience here. Does anyone want to volunteer? Whoever could not show their entire prototype.
So can we pitch in?
So Arvind, so were you one of the finalists, or do you want to
Yes,
present?
we were presenting Rosie. So we didn't get to show the screens that we designed. We didn't actually design for the Android device, but we designed for the geophones, the KaiOS.
Oh, wonderful!
So,
please
so
showcase
targeting that class of people.
Wonderful.
So,
Yeah, Arvind, it'll be good to see that. So let me. Are you a co-host? If not, I'll give you those rights. Let me just do it.
yeah. Are you able to see?
Yes, we do.
So, okay. I'm not going to explain anything. I'll just run through the whole presentation that we did.
Okay.
So these are the screens that we designed. A basic, simple layout. Select the language, and then they're looking for job or the labor, and enter the mobile number, and they get the OTP. And this is the platform for the employer's side, which we designed. And this is a basic, simple interface where they do the job posting. And once they post it, they get the notification where they can contact the list of workers. And in case if they wanted to withdraw or report any particular work or any labor, they can do that as well.
Okay.
And this is so we kind of covered multiple different languages. So we created a simple prototype for Hindi as well. So here is the view interface, the same. So this
Maybe
is for job finding.
If you could zoom in and show, because yeah,
let me do that. Let me try that.
Yeah, that will help the audience. Yes.
So this is for the employee side where they.
Yeah.
So here they can just choose from the jobs they can. So here's some certain jobs for cleaning, masonry, and everything. And then they can just opt for it, and then they place a request, and then they get notified. So once they get accepted, they get notified, and then they can accept the offer, and then they get notified with where the location is, what is the start date and the end date of the work.
Yeah.
And even the employees, the workers also get to report if they're getting underpaid, if they're getting abused in the workplace, they also get to report and everything.
Okay.
So yeah, this is pretty much it. A simple interface which we designed for the simple mobile OS. We assume that most of the workers don't have a smartphone. Yes, the few does, but not many of them. So it's important that we address this particular device, this range of devices. And from this, we can obviously scale up to the web app and the mobile apps as well. Thank you.
Very good attempt. Thank you, Arvind, and sharing that with the whole audience. Just a quick question. Did you also utilize voice, or was it mostly type and tap?
We mostly utilized type, and we tried for voice, but we couldn't incorporate with the time. We couldn't figure out where to place it. But yeah, we are looking to that as well. Looking for that as well in future updates, maybe.
Great. Thank you, Arvind.
Yes,
Any
sir.
other
Thank you.
team who wishes to
Yeah.
present the prototype?
Yes, Santosh, can I go? I'm from team Gen Alpha.
Yes, Geeta, please proceed.
Let me present the screen. Okay, so this is what the main thing was. It was about, there are many others and many migrants who have all kinds. Not all sources are there for them. So some might have a smartphone, but some may not. So there could be three kinds of people who might have a Nokia 1100, who might have a Geo phone, and who might have a smartphone. So three different kinds of people are there. So for them, they have a totally one single platform to come in together, where they will call a toll-free number, get registered on basis of their phone number, and also on one phone number there could be 2 to 4 others, or 2 to 4 more family members or his friends could just get enrolled. So that's there, that's already there. We're using it in our in our daily Wi-Fi schemes or phone bill schemes. So I've just incorporated that in this. Then after getting the unique code, 4 different people will get 4 different codes there. So taking that code, they can get into a KYC stall, which will be set up by the team of Platform 9, which is the app, and they can give their biometrics there and more details if possible, because that's how Paytm knew his customer. Okay, so that's one identification, because phone number is not a permanent thing that will be there. So we need something very unique about that person, and yeah, without any documentation, without any recognized documentation, just a fingerprint or any biometric identity is needed. And later, so the person who does not have a smartphone will get updates on how or where the opportunities are, and he can get in touch with the help center as many times as possible using the toll-free number.
Mm-hmm.
And the person who has a smartphone, he is, he can just enter his code here. Then, the home page will have a map where he will be seeing himself and other locations around where the organizations are available. And there will be a blink, there will be icons blinking around. So obviously when something is blinking, our human eye tends to look at it, and a finger definitely would want to touch that area, or so that kind of user experience is created here so that the person can touch that icon and get to know about a voice note. So there's a play button here. So obviously everyone can watch a YouTube video. So they know what a play button is. So when you play that, they'll get to know information about the organization. So there's nothing written over here. If the person wants to read, there is this language changing button also. So they can look into it. But a person who cannot read can listen to this. And then there's a call button where he can call the organization, whoever is just the other responsible person, and pick up and answer this migrant if he wants to get the offer or get into the workplace, and he can negotiate the salary or whatever the main features are or aspects of the place. Later he can the migrant can, there will be two buttons, green and red. So obviously everyone can understand what a green button does and what a red button does. So green button would tell the app that he has accepted the job offered by the organization. So the app records, okay, this person is into this organization. So the app tracks about each migrant that way. Similar way, we have a login for volunteer, where volunteers can come up, help these migrants. Okay, there is this toll-free number. Go talk to people and get enrolled by yourself. So volunteers will help these migrants into getting into these apps or getting into this platform 9. And obviously there are organizations who would want to come in, and they can just get popularized through this.
Yeah.
This is what the solution is, and
this is great. Yeah, thank you so much, Geeta. I think thank you for presenting it, and this is certainly one of the good ways to solve it. I got a note from the prizes team that the results are ready, and the much awaited time is here for which we all waited. And as all of you have presented your best, and you got to know the feedback about how you can improvise. I believe 1.5 days are a very short time, and the kind of solutions that you have all done, they're commendable. And this is just the start of making the future better, not only for us, but also for the next billion users. I'd like to invite Shafika to take us through the award winners. Over to you, Shafika.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. We have our top 3 winners for Sarva 2021. But before I announce the results, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge each and every team that embarked with us on this journey of Sarva 2021. It's a victory in itself to have reached the top 12, and each of us had something new and unique to learn from each of us. The pitches were absolutely commendable, and we appreciate the effort that each and every team has put into this. Thank you, judges, for taking out your time from your busy schedule. We have witnessed our passionate participants working diligently day and night and beyond. Huge kudos to all of you. It is great to see the amount of effort that each one of you have sincerely put into this event. Now, the moment we have all been waiting for, the winners of Sarva 2021. I would also like to request the winners to switch on their videos as I announce the team names. It'll be great to see you guys and your reactions. So we will start with the third place. In the third place, winning the Boat Rockers headphones, we have Preksha and Lavi from Team Turo. Huge congratulations to you guys. Can we have you on video, please?
Thank you so much. We are really like we were not expecting like we will win. This is such a pleasant surprise. Like we are really happy. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Surprise for us.
Thank you guys. You did an amazing job. So you guys were in 3rd place. So now coming to the 2nd place, winning the boat air dopes, we have Kenneth, Milan, and Nifer from Team Designing. Good job, team. Can we see
Thank
you
you
guys?
so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We didn't expect we would win.
We were so excited for the results, and oh god, thank you.
Yes, you guys got the
Thank you
2nd
so much.
place.
It
So
was
good job on that. And
yeah,
finally,
and actually, yeah.
yeah, go
Okay,
ahead, go
okay,
ahead.
go ahead. It was really like I would like to thank FN for giving this opportunity to new designers, and there are not like much hackathons like this for designers. So it is like a really great opportunity, and I am definitely sure next year this is gonna be a really blast.
That's nice. All right, so we will move to the 1st place. We're going to win the Boat Watch X Friend. Let's give a huge round of applause to Calvin and Santosh. Can we tell them?
Revealed.
It's already
Okay,
there.
let's go ahead and see the 1st place. We have Shrungeri Sarvesh Nisangal from Team Sync. Good, huge congratulations to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is wonderful.
Yes.
Wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, FN Studios, for this opportunity. We had a great time learning a lot. And yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Huge congratulations, all of you who have won and the ones who have participated with us. Thank you so much. I will now give it over to Santosh. He will say a few words.
Thank you so much, Shafika. Congratulations, all the winners. As Samir said, all of you are winners, and what you have all done is commendable. I thank all the participants for making Sarva 2021 very successful. It is beyond what we expected. We hope to keep the registrations open for longer, but then the amount of response we got was overwhelming. As nowadays all the IPOs are getting oversubscribed, so was the case with Sarva Designathon. We were oversubscribed, and our volunteers had to work extra hard to ensure that the experience was seamless. We hope you could feel the energy, enthusiasm, and the satisfaction that the team was able to bring in to each one of your experiences. We sincerely thank all the mentors and judges for taking out their extremely valuable time. I would like to quickly share my screen and especially thank one of the most important teams here. And this is this team. Thank you, volunteers. It is all because of you that Sarva 2021 has been so successful. And it takes a lot, as they say, it takes a village to raise a child. And that's what these are the people behind who made it successful. I'd like to invite the master director of the show, Krishangi, to come over and do the vote of thanks. Thank you, Krishangi, for making this great for all of us. Over to you, Krishangi.
Thank you, Santosh. And those are some heavy words, definitely. Coming at the end, definitely, I feel like all the words are taken already. But yeah, I'll keep this short and sweet. And I know past few days has been very hectic for all of you. And we have, kind of hijacked your whole weekend. But I hope this was a great learning experience for everyone. And as Santosh said, when we started out initially, for Sarva, the aim was to just make it like a very big event. But from thinking we would have, minimal participation to having to close the registrations early, as Santosh said, we were oversubscribed. Those were definitely the nightmares that onboarding teams were having. But yeah, we have definitely come a long way. And for this, I would like to thank everyone who has been part of this beautiful journey. First, I would like to thank our wonderful judges who have, taken time out from their busy schedules and graced us with their presence. Thank you, Dr. Uday Kumar, Mr. Savir Bhimani, and Mr. Rama Iyer for joining us today. We would love to host
Thank
you
you.
again in the future. Thank you. And then, though we might not have our mentors here, but I would like to give a big thanks to our mentors who agreed to come on board at such a short notice. And thank you, dear mentors. Your guidance has been really crucial. And a lot of teams owe their knowledge, experience, and a part of their journey here to you. So thank you very much. And we would like to we'll always be on the lookout for more opportunities to collaborate with you, bring you on board, and all of that. Next, as you said, the biggest and the heaviest load of workers here, that is our volunteers. Thank you, volunteers. Without you, conducting this event would not have been possible. So each and every member of the team has worked like a worker bee, juggling client assignments along with creating such a beautiful virtual environment for our participants. Team has not only just conducted a virtual event, but in the process they have created a community for designers where everyone feels welcome and can interact without hesitation. We definitely had our wow moments and we had glitches and our own no moments, but this has been the smoothest ever I have ever been a part of as an organization team. Cheers to the volunteers team, and thank you very, very much. I would like to thank our beautiful participants and audience, without whom this event would not have been a success. An event is nothing without the people, and you are truly the life of this event. You have made Sarva the biggest virtual design event of India in 2021. Thank you so much, participants and audience. Thank you for joining us. And lastly, and not the least, I would like to thank Santosh and Dayan for bringing about this initiative and setting the bar high for coming design-a-thons and all design events that will come after this. Thank you, Dayan, and thank you, Santosh. This would not have been possible without your constant support, motivation, and guidance. We have truly achieved our goal of being the biggest design event in India for 2021. And once again, I would thank everyone associated with Sarva for this feat. These 3 days have been amazing. And tomorrow I will definitely miss the vibes and my constant phone notifications. But yeah, it is definitely a time to say goodbye. But instead of goodbyes, I would just say, guys, fir milenge. And I hope get to see you all at Sarva 2022. But until then, let's take a selfie maybe. Can we all switch on our phones or our videos, and we could just take a group photo here.
Yes.
So, yes.
And while we do that, I want to make a quick announcement. So this is a community event that we have started. We would certainly want more of the participants to also volunteer for Sarva 2022 and do it together. We want to do it for the community. The idea is not to solve for one particular company or one particular group. We would continue coming up with challenges which help India move ahead, the world move ahead with the design solutions, problem solving. And I would request, we would open volunteership to everyone. We'll make it public event. That's the idea. And F1 Studios would continue to put all our energies, but we would like it to be much bigger and create a bigger impact. One of the biggest things I would like to say is the mentors that you had, these are all leading other design companies themselves. So it truly felt like a collaborative effort. And this is what we want the design community of India to look like. It should be collaborative. It should be forward looking, and it should create an impact for the next billions, right? Thank you so much. Let's put our best smile, as they say, and get a picture clicked.
Who's taking the picture?
That's a good one.
Or are we just taking a screenshot of the YouTube video?
Yeah. So Calvin, do you want to click one?
Yep, I'll do that. Okay, guys, pause in 3, 2, 1. Yep, I'm done.
Thank you so much. And welcome. Dhanyavad. See you again at Sarva 2022.
Thanks, Santosh. Take care, guys. Good
Thank
job.
you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Great show, everyone. Bye.